Bingo bango.
You can't wait to heal that kid. He's sick too.
All right, welcome back everyone to Heroes Wanted. I am the Dungeon Master, and today we join Einjamin, his older half-brother Nikolas, and their family friend Tristan as they are recovering from their attacks by the crocodiles, diseased rats, and finally the Otyugh, albeit a young one, that came up from the depths of the sewers to attack them, rescuing the young child and his puppy. They brought him to the surface, but realized that he was feverish and wounded, and so he is very ill and not well off. They might need to check on him later. Uh, so they have now been greeted as heroes by the townsfolk. Tristan and Nicholas were given a silver piece by the boy's mother in order to have a meal on her, and now they're back at the Manicore's tail resting, and so I'm going to let that happen here. So go ahead, guys.
I guess we start out with us going upstairs, dragging blood all over the place.
Yeah,
As I remember, yes.
the town may think we're heroes, but I don't think the Manticore's tail's gotten that memo.
As we were moving upstairs, I turned to you guys and I think this is enough for today. We are beat up, and I looked at Einjamin, who's pretty much tip top, isn't he?
Yeah, Einjamin didn't suffer a wound.
I let out a big sort of sigh. Yeah, that was harrowing.
Yeah, don't feel too bad about the reaction. They just they thought what they thought, and I know you
it's
did
all right.
great.
I'm not looking for any recognition. Just glad the boy is safe.
Yes, although he is quite sick, and Nicholas, you don't look too good either.
These are the times, medicine is pretty much restricted to a very elite group of people, and those people are not exactly like, saving lives on a daily basis. They know a little bit about how to like alleviate some pain, reduce some, symptoms of diseases, but when it comes to like curing things, especially like rat carried diseases, they are very ill equipped to do that. And people like Nicholas, who have magical healing powers, are so rare that like they've been fawning over him ever since they realized he was capable of laying on hands.
Well, Nicholas, what did the well, I suppose we could talk about it in the morning.
Yeah, I'm gonna head to my room. I gotta wash all this blood off.
Oh, good night.
Yes, night.
Yes, I think I'm going to have to cure myself before this night's through. I don't think I can heal all the way.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Fifth edition healing, as long as you have one hit point going in, you regain all of your hit points and half of your hit dice every time you take a long rest that is not interrupted for an hour or more of strenuous activities such as combat or having to travel, etc. As long as you're able to stay relatively in one area, you can travel around the Manticore's tail, go down for a meal and all that. That would still count as part of your long rest. But you couldn't like get into a bar fight or anything like that. As long as you don't have it interrupted for an hour, as long as it, if it's interrupted for like 10 minutes, you still get the benefit, which I think is pretty generous.
Right.
3.5 used to have any interruption would make you have to start over. But in any case, all of your hit points, all of your spell slots, and half of your hit dice. But because you guys are leveling up overnight, the way it works is that you will gain your hit dice back and then you will level up and gain another hit dice. So you will have both of your hit dice available to you after you gain your full rest and all of your hit points.
Nice.
All right, sounds good.
Convenient. Then I suppose we'll just take a rest.
Is there anything I can do to help with your wounds, Nikolas?
And grant me some of that luck you just had, coming out unscathed.
Well, I took a few hits, but, the training and all. That's all the hips, as you say.
It was
I have to tell you both. At this point, I can barely remember the adventure. I desperately need rest.
It was a blur.
Oh, yes. Yes. In case you need to be refreshed, you guys had made it through the sewers, finding the rats to be more diseased as you went on. And when you finally came to the young boy and his puppy, a young, not fully grown Odiug, a foul bottom-feeding creature with long tentacles and a diseased bite, attacked and basically beat the crap out of you and Tristan. Well, Einjamin went and rescued the puppy and the child, and you guys made it back out, but the crowd, seeing a knightly paladin in his full regalia, badly wounded, being carried or carrying his friend Tristan, another knightly looking, man, and you're both badly wounded, and you come up, and then there's Einjamin, who's very young looking and essentially looked like your guys' squire, carrying the boy and the puppy for you as the two warriors who went down there and rescued him exited the sewers. And so they celebrated you guys way more than him and gave you and Tristan a silver piece to go have a meal, the mother of the boy did, and not Einjamin, believing him to be like your peasant squire.
I wouldn't say they're wrong. Not completely right,
Yeah.
but not wrong.
Close enough.
Yes, quite close. But I think we're just gonna.
Right. Well, good
Go
night.
Yes.
On that note.
Yes.
So, Einjamin sort of looks to Tristan, who goes to his room and closes the door, and he looks over to Sebastian, who's already. He looks over to Nikolas, who's already asleep, and he sort of goes over to his bed, takes off his armor, and sits down and goes to sleep. But at about the middle of the night, he wakes up screaming bloody murder. Are you all there?
Yes, we're here.
Oh,
We're waiting to hear about the bloody murder.
Yeah.
oh no! Just he sits bolt upright in bed, ashen faced.
Thank God I'm in a different room.
Just cold sweat all over his body, wild-eyed, looking around in the room. I assume it woke you up.
So what we'll do here is Nikolas will first go over to the chat and set his as Nikolas, and then roll for perception. Tristan will do the same thing except for replace Nikolas with Tristan, and he will roll for perception with disadvantage, and we will see if either of them rolls above a 10 to wake up. Oh, and you guys each have level 1 of exhaustion after the long rest.
Wait.
So they both are so badly beat up and just exhausted from their travels. Tristan has been traveling on the road and then arrives, goes to the warehouse, battles the giant rats, comes back, goes to the market and ends up having to run through sewer water and fights crocodigators and giant rats and young odiugs, and it's all just been so exhausting for the both of them, that with their level 2 of exhaustion that they have currently until they finish the long rest when it'll reduce to level 1, they literally do not hear you. And so you wake up terrified, panicked, sweating, and you look over and the world is just ignoring you as usual.
And
I,
alone.
I shakily crawl out of bed and I look around the room wildly and I put my armor back on.
Oh, I thought you were about to climb into bed with your brother and be like, I'm scared.
Oh no,
Oh my God!
not
Should
quite
have.
that bad. Not quite that bad. But then I walk out and I head downstairs.
All right. So, Nikolas, I am going to give you 1 level of exhaustion for not getting any rest. So,
You mean Einjamin?
Einjamin. I will get your. I'm able to tell the difference in your voices now finally, but the character names, I'm still like remembering all of them because I deal with like 37 different character names. So just
Right.
Einjamin, you will now have 1 level of exhaustion. So
So we're
tomorrow,
all in the same boat.
yeah, tomorrow all of you are going to be rested and capable of moving forward as the warriors that you are, but just a little grumpy and groggy.
All right. So I go down. If there's anybody down there to serve, then I order like the weakest ale I have. I'd sort of sit in the corner and slowly nurse it until dawn. But if there's nobody there, then I just sit in the corner by myself with nothing.
Okay, so I'm going to pull you over to the downstairs. There you go. So you can now downstairs,
Okay.
and I am going to quickly update some of these.
Gonna sit over where that shady character was sitting the other day.
You're just not going to let that guy go, are you?
No, he's my nemesis. I've got my eye on him, but he's the one who stole my money.
So as per usual, Hervey is passed out at the bar. Amphritus is snoring quietly by the fire. He seems to always be cold. And Hemet is taking a rag with some oils in it and just wiping down his bar, re-oiling all the wood of the bar. Hemet always seems to be cleaning something or oiling the wood, or just trying to keep his bar looking as nice as possible.
I just sort of take it all in. I mean, I won't interact with anyone if nobody interacts with me, other than to just order like a watered down ale or whatever.
When you enter the room, Hemet will look up and see whether you're walking over to the bar in order to order anything, and if you are, then he'll readily grab you a mug and pour you whatever, or if you're looking for food, he'll holler for Maddie to wake up and come make something.
No, I sort of avoid eye contact with anyone. Just go into the corner. I'm down here because it's light.
Yep, the lanterns are always burning here at the Manticore's tail. That's, that's their motto. We'll leave a lantern on for you.
Well, that's why I'm here. And so I'll just meet her there, and I'll sort of go into that sort of all-nighter kind of days that you get when you've been studying all night and you look out the window and then all of a sudden you see that dawn has come.
All right. Well, I'm gonna show you guys real quick. If you click on your token, level 1 of exhaustion is the blue, and then that'll just stay on your character, and if you're ever not sure what it does, just click it off and click it back on again, and it'll tell you what's going on with your character.
Alrighty.
The blue bar, you mean? The blue bar underneath the red bar.
Not the
the
bars.
Blue, the blue number.
Yes, when
The
you
blue circle.
when you go down below your token after clicking on it, there's a circle. The one with the gear is like not being used. The one with just the circle is got a list of icons. Some of them will apply a status. So if you were to click this symbol, oh, no, not that one. This one. Why is it not?
I see it.
Oh, there it goes. Okay, unconscious, yeah. And then
Got it. That's right. I've got it. No
that
problem.
one.
Makes perfect sense.
So yeah,
Yep.
each of them will apply a different status, and that will give you a handy little pop-up to tell you exactly what's going on.
Right.
That's
now,
great.
the blue circle, which is exhaustion, did you say that we were at 2, but we'd be at 1 now?
Yes, exhaustion 1 is blue. It goes blue, green, yellow. They call it brown. It looks kind of orange to me, and then red.
Okay. I was just looking at it. I've got a blue circle with the number 2.
Yeah, and there's not a circle assigned for exhaustion 6 because you just pass out at exhaustion 6. So that's unconscious then.
All right. I'm done with this.
Okay, so you guys can go ahead and regain. And if you have used your hit dice at all on your character sheet, you can reset your hit dice on your character sheet. Nikolas, you will notice that you now have a blue bar underneath your red bar because as a level 2 paladin, you now have access to spells. Oh, before we go any further, also as a level 2 paladin, on your character sheet, you need to pick your fighting style under background here, or no, I'm sorry, under class, you have fighting style. And I figured it was pretty obvious that you would either pick defense or protection.
Right. So I saw your message and I chose protect. Where do I choose
Okay,
that
so
on the sheet?
yeah, just scrolling down to class feature notes, we're just going to erase defense here. And now that defense is erased, that leaves protection as the one there. And then I will set up, if you scroll down under class feature notes.
So I'm under the class tab.
Yep.
I've got class level features, notes, and feats, class and racial notes, fighting style. Okay, there you go. Fighting style defense. Found it. Thank you.
Yep. And
so instead of it would be protect.
Yeah, it's just the protection, which is already on there. And then, so for this, it's a simple, you just say that you're using your protection because you'll have your shield on you. And if anybody's within 5 feet of you, you can use your reaction to impose disadvantage on their attack roll. So you don't use it up. It's just your reaction that's being used. So you just let me know when you want to use that, and it'll just apply disadvantage to the attacker's roll.
Okay, good deal. that protect, can that apply only to me, or can it apply to someone next to me? That's a target other than you. Okay, I see the note now. Brilliant. Thank you.
And then just a quick note for you. When it comes to the spell slots, I know that in there it says used, but in order to make the macro track it right and everything, it's just easier if we have the used be the amount left, and then once it's down to 0, then
Right.
you know that you don't have any left. And when you use any of your spells with the macro, it'll tell you how many spell slots you have left in the readout of that as well.
Very good.
And I set you up with the most commonly used spells that I could think of there for the paladin list, different smite options and everything. So if you want to go ahead and let me know what ones you're going to prepare for today, and then we can go from there.
All right, and so definitely going to prepare Cure Wounds.
Yep.
And
you can prepare Cure Wounds twice, just so you know.
I'm going to do that, yeah. I'm going to do
Level
Cure
2.
Wounds twice.
Level 2.
Between Cure Wounds twice and Lay on Hands, yeah, I'm going to load up on the healing.
Okay.
It seems to impress the locals.
Yeah, well, you might want to check on that boy, but that's just, one aspect.
I'm not awake yet.
Right. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Einjamin, I need you to roll a Constitution save with disadvantage.
Very well. Any hints as to what this is?
It's a Constitution save with disadvantage.
Nice.
Let's see. So that's under skills, right? Or is it? No,
no,
they're
it's-
next to save. Okay,
yeah.
I see it. Gotcha. With
You still get your
disadvantage.
proficiency if you're proficient in it. You just
Got
are
it.
rolling disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Oh.
Oh dear.
And that's why
That's
we
sad.
rolled disadvantage. So, Einjamin, not only are you a little groggy and tired, but your skin is really cold and pale and sweaty this morning. You woke up in a cold sweat and you just haven't stopped sweating since.
Do I have a fever?
You don't feel like you have a fever, but you're just out of sorts.
Oh. All right, that suits.
It's Einjamin that checks out. And I guess we're all up now.
Yep. So everybody awakes in the morning. Maddie comes downstairs, and she sees Einjamin in the corner, and I mean, the hate daggers are just like you take 1 damage from hate daggers.
1 point psychic damage.
Yeah. She is just she has a room upstairs, and she has seen the blood everywhere, and is
I
just
hope she realizes that none of it is mine.
she doesn't. And it's really not important. Like it's you and the rest of the adventurers, you come in here, and now all of a sudden she's scrubbing blood off the floor, twice in the last 2 days, and it's just everywhere upstairs. So she goes back into the kitchen and is getting the cooking fire started, and Hemet comes around and he wakes up Hervey, and he says, "Hervey, go start the fire, make yourself useful." Hervey is here constantly and gets drinks constantly on the house, so he does some odd things around here just to help out. He goes and pokes around at the coals and ashes and puts some kindling in there and restokes the fire, and make your way downstairs whenever you want. If you exit your rooms, the stairs are over here. As soon as you go in the hall, though, I'll grab you and.
Yeah, move me down. Oh, actually, before I head down, I am going to, because when I woke up, it just basically had my armor was incredibly filthy. I just took it off and threw it in a pile. So when I wake up and before I put it on, I can just clean it up with a wave of my hand.
Yes.
That's it. Yes.
Aw, what gives?
Well, I'm certainly preparing to go downstairs.
There we go. Yeah, I don't know why, but the button interrupted. So you come downstairs and you see, I'll take the unconscious off of Hervey. Hervey poking around at the fire. Amphritus is still asleep.
Well, first thing when I come down, I see Einjamin ready with a drink in the morning and looks a little down. Good morning. What's you're up early?
Yeah. Nikolas snores.
That's. Oh, I wouldn't know. Have my own room, nice big room with a nice tub. But yeah, God, what are you drinking? That looks like water.
Oh, it basically is. I didn't really have the stomach for anything heavier. I'm not feeling so great today.
Yeah, you aren't. Go see your brother and see if he can heal you up. It's
I don't think it's all
thing.
that. I think it's something about walking around in the sewer just sort of put me off my food.
I can see that, but gotta get food when you get it.
Let's take a table, gents.
I'm at the last. I think this is the one we were using before. Yes.
Well, I walk over and join them at the table.
All right. Maddie, finally done lighting all the cooking fires, comes out and sees all of you sitting there and shoots a dagger at each one of you before walking over and informing Hemet that the cook will be in shortly, and then she.
I call her over as she walks by.
And
Lass,
takes your order.
Lass, I understand that this is a bit of trouble for you. This is a bit of trouble for anyone. I apologize greatly for any of the inconvenience which were visited upon you. Please, we were rewarded with a little bit. Let me pass that on to you and your inn as an apology. And I slide her a silver piece, just a standard silver piece.
Yeah, and as you do, she looks down at it, and it's not like a silver piece is, oh my God, gonna, change the world or anything, but she sees that you are genuine in, not just looking at her as like a peasant who is, just supposed to clean up after you without question. And so, she takes the silver piece and she looks at you and she says, it's all right. It's just so much blood everywhere and it never comes out. And you can see the frustration on her face is not because of having to clean up the blood so much as having been here for a while now, Hemet is a little meticulous about how clean his inn is. And so he kind of gets on Maddie to scrub all of the nooks and crannies as it is. So with you guys bleeding everywhere, she knows that she's never going to hear the end of it because this blood is never going to fully come out.
Well, I just kind of shake my head as though I understand her. And I let her know. Right. Please, lass, if ever there's something troubling you, if ever there's something that we can do, tell us.
Well, you can order for start.
Mug ale.
I mean,
Just
she is still a bit sassy, you know.
Yes, then I'll take a rousing breakfast, something hearty. It's been bad work in the sewers. A hearty breakfast all around, lads, eh?
I'm not
All
I'm not
right.
hungry.
Benjamin.
Maddie looks at you confused. You're a large, man, young. She's how are you not hungry?
Well, I've not had a bit of a rough night. I'm
Benjamin.
feeling bad myself.
Benjamin, you look shite. Did you go out and get something already?
Yeah, I did. I went out and got something to eat already. Fine.
Did a rat bite you?
I don't think so.
Well, oh right. And then Tristan finally. Wasn't that kid also kind of feverish as well?
Well,
He
I'm
seems
sure
sick, too.
he got bitten by the
Did he,
rat.
did he
I'm sure.
pass something on to you?
Oh, I didn't think about that. I just assumed that he had the same sort of disease that the rats did.
Perhaps we should visit the mom.
Yeah.
See how he's doing. Do we know where she lives?
Thinking
I'm
pretty close to the center. If
I'm
her
sure
kid
she
was playing
doesn't
around
live
there.
in the market. I'm sure she's staying clear of the sewers as well.
Maybe we can ask people from the market. They might know.
You guys can finish your breakfast and I can go do that.
No, it'll be quick. It'll be quick and easy. We'll all stay together. I think.
It's all we need for you to get lost or run off without your armor on
Look,
again.
it's not a big city. I won't get lost.
There's still plenty of things that can go wrong. Remember what they said in class. Just stick together as a party. Don't go off alone.
Fine.
That's how you lose people.
Well, now, I want to be clear here that although I appreciate, the efforts not to split up, that I do have a eventuality prepared for if Einjamin were to go off on his own while you guys, eat here. So either way, it's
No, well,
fine.
that's well. The good on you for being a good DM, but we're all here. We have a limited amount of time. I don't want to. Maybe later.
It just makes more sense as the
Yeah.
party kind of thing.
Oh no, I agree that,
But
in general, it is good practice to not split the party, but
Yeah, bloody hell, Benjamin. Every time you run off alone, we have to chase after you, and then one of us almost gets killed while you dance around.
If that tentacle thing had to hit me just that little bit harder, I would be dead for sure. One hit point more, and I would be absolutely dead.
What's a hit point?
Shut up. Did you not listen to class? They talk about this.
Oh, right, the hit point. Yes.
Yeah,
Of course.
at times if you got to gauge yourself.
Critical strike zones, man. Critical strike zones.
0 to a arbitrary number. Like I can think above my head like a 22 for myself. Like
Oh,
a 1
right.
to a 22. You
I
know
see.
that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, I get it. I totally. I remember.
And you ask somebody beside you, how are they doing? They just tell you, between 1 and 22, I'm like a 10 or something. That's how it happens. That's what they taught us in class, I'm sure.
Basic maths.
Yes, maths. And then we are eating our foods, drinking our morning ale, because alcohol in the morning. That's the breakfast of champions. Although it did make sense back in the day.
It's not the alcohol so much as the
Carbs.
yeah, there's actual like nutritional value to all of the hops and other things in there.
Yep, and it's just safer.
It's a vegetable.
That too.
So anyway, you guys are each eventually brought a small plate of large sausages that have been cut up and mixed together with some kind of like grits kind of material. It's a very thick and hearty base that these large sausages have been cut up into. Again, this town is experiencing a food shortage, so having this meat in your breakfast is like a huge privilege, and it costs you 1 silver piece each for the mug of ale and the plate of sausage and grits.
Yep.
Matty, Matty,
Yes?
I'm so sorry to bother you, but the other night when the soldier came in, the guard came in, and I tried to help him and all.
Yes?
I seem to have lost a little.
I
Fat.
didn't touch nothing of yours, and you
No,
know
no,
it.
no, no. I wasn't accusing you of that at all. I just was curious if while you'd been cleaning, if you might have found it. It had something.
Oh,
in
yeah,
it.
and I just didn't tell you, making me a thief again.
No, you don't have to take it that way.
Well,
That's
what
so
way
bad.
would you like me to take it?
Can I roll insight check on this girl?
Yes.
I'll just find it. Yeah, and disadvantage.
No.
It's ability score,
Sure.
isn't it?
Oh, yes, you have disadvantage on all ability checks. Is that a skill check?
Skill, is that it?
I think yeah, I think it's just a skill check, not an ability check. So
Okay. I guess it's a
I
normal roll.
I guess I would have to reread exactly what the difference is between ability checks and skill checks to know whether you're supposed to roll disadvantage on that for sure, but I thought it was.
I think it's a skill.
Oh, it is an
yeah.
ability check. Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, it's ability.
I
So-
doubt you would have rolled much lower anyway, so.
No, I don't think so either.
So as soon as she starts to like berate me, I sort of shrink away and put my eyes down, don't make eye contact, and I kind of mumble.
She huffs off. She is just absolutely insulted.
And that's what I get to read of. She's just incredibly huffy for a barmaid in this little town against
No,
people
you
full of
read
armor.
it. You read it as she is way overly defensive about that.
Yeah, I'm like, did she almost basically yell at a guy who's like full armor, bulging muscles with a huge weapon on his back, and really? And yeah, I don't know, that's all I got.
She was ready to strike him.
Yes. Actually, you gotta be careful of that one. She seems dangerous.
Benjamin, have you had some interaction with her that we don't know about?
The only interaction I've seen with her has been what you all have seen. Also, I was just trying to think back to the last time I had my purse, and it was kind of around that time.
Back again with that purse. It's just a few copper gold pieces, whatever.
Well, listen, not all of us were lucky enough to be born with a silver tongue up our ass.
You are feisty today. But I think we got other things
Benjamin.
to worry about.
Remember the training from the academy, man. Neither we nor that bald lady is your enemy. Furthermore, she's a wild animal and you're in her den, man. Think with some common sense.
sort of mood gets even darker.
Let us find out what the good lady, the mother of the child, let us find where she is. And while we're at it, is there something more value in that damned pouch that you're not telling us? Did you have some token
it's
or...
just money. It's just money.
Well, I
I'm
can
tired of
imagine that anyone that found
Getting
it
you and Tristan to pay for my stuff.
anyone that found it in this
I
town
mean, I didn't
just
even get the
found
bloody
themselves a
silver from last
fortune.
night. I didn't
They've
get a
got a
bloody silver from
fortune.
the thing last night. Well, fine, I
Man,
very well, wished them very well, but
I think the
whatever.
best you could like for now is the empty pouch on a street corner, man.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Fear not. We're trained. We've
Yes.
already shown our value to this place. We won't be long without funds.
I wish I had your confidence.
I wish you did too.
Well, finishing up here, shall we head to the market and find that child's mother?
Let us go. Perhaps in the market. Perhaps we'll lighten our moods. And who knows? If we see someone running around buying the entire market, maybe we'll find a pouch on them.
Possibly. It's dumb ones who get caught.
Suddenly been transported.
Ah, it's this place.
As an aside, you find yourself moving from the Manticore's tail to the market.
So you guys cross through the town, and as you do so, Nikolas, several children kind of run up and touch your cloak and then run away screaming.
You mean the shit cover cloak?
They don't care. That's the
Okay.
that's the cloak of a goddamn hero.
Just covered in shit and who knows what.
So
I'll
is he
let-
still?
I'll let
Is this
them know
cloak
that it's a-
still?
It's a Tom blessed hero.
If you don't, if no one told you, you actually jumped straight into a just pool of filth with just your head sticking. So yeah, that's what the DM did to your character.
I smell
this-
worse than my attitude? Is
You
it
just
possible?
You just
This-
are.
And this cloak, is this still the cloak of the academy that he's wearing?
Yeah.
Of course.
All right.
And you guys notice I am sparkling clean, like I spent all night washing every single piece of my armor.
That's par for the course.
Yes, always.
Tristan always
How-
shining and gleaming.
Or I have
Do you-
multiple sets of armors.
Tristan, tell me, man, did you just, like, use your magic spit on your outfit, or what, man?
What? What do you mean? I clean my armor.
Oh,
The way they
Would
taught
you-
us to do at the academy.
Yes, at the academy.
You know, one of the things I learned is that you always have someone else do it for you. Would you take a copper? Maybe if we can find Benjamin's purse, he could buy me a washing.
Yes, he'll buy you squire. I'm looking at the market. Is the woman the mother around here or no?
No, you see several unremarkable, peasants that you don't recognize, mostly older people purchasing what food items they can afford at ridiculous overcharged prices as the food gets scarcer and scarcer. You see a large merchant, one of the biggest men you've ever seen in your life, standing at a stand selling various items. He has food for sale. He kind of seems to be the one in charge of all of the stands around here. There's a guard, young, inexperienced, nobody that you would be concerned about, and a woman sitting by the well, just nervously looking around as if she is worried that somebody's going to assault her.
Hmm. So as we sort of walk into the market and we're kind of taking it in, maybe before we even notice the woman. Do I hear like the sound of a blacksmith's hammer?
You are listening, and what you hear mostly is the sounds of people working the docks a little ways away from the market here. They are, always bringing in ships and loading and unloading and bringing stuff from the warehouses down by the docks up into the market square. And so that's mostly what you hear. Specifically, the sound of a blacksmith's hammer you do not hear. Like I
Okay.
said, though, Lakeshore has gone from a small village of only, around maybe 7 to 10,000 people to it has exploded recently into a larger town of close to 30,000 people. And so they have built housing on top of each other, and there are just, more people than the town can sustain.
So odds are there is a blacksmith somewhere, just not within earshot.
Possibly. Yeah, I mean, the,
Okay.
the the odds that there's somebody who knows how to blacksmith around here is like basically 100%. But finding somebody actively blacksmithing, you might need to ask around.
Okay.
I think the first person we should talk to is the guard. If they are around here all the
Yeah,
time, then they might know the kid.
yeah, and I don't see
Uh,
the corpulent man. I only see the guard. So yeah.
No, that other guy.
is this well here? This is not part of the sewer.
No,
You,
I would hope
What?
not.
I was just thinking, I mean, the sewer was pretty extensive. I was just wondering where the well is dug if it doesn't go into the sewer.
It has a spring that is connected to the lake, that goes underground. That it all goes around the
So
sewer.
or so everyone believes.
Yeah, yeah. The water does taste a little funny, so.
I was going to say, why do we stay away from that water? Um,
So I approach the guard as the others are walking. You there?
I hang back and I kind of stand closer to the lady by the
Okay,
well.
okay.
So I approach the guard and beckon him.
And as you say, you there, the guard kind of bristles for a second, like he was being commanded by a superior officer, and looks at you, and then relaxes a little bit and says, "Ho there yourself,
What's your name, man?
Frederick."
Frederick. I was hoping you could help us out. Obviously, I'm covered in whatever it is. I'm going to need some place to clean. At the same time, we're trying to find. There was a woman, child, off into the sewers. We went and we took care of things. Do you know the lady? Do you know where one could find her? We want to make sure that everything is good with her, that we haven't left her in a bad way.
Uh, a peasant woman and a small child? There must be 15,000 of them within 6 blocks of here.
Ah, there must be a few dozen ignorant gods, too, by the sound of it. Maybe I should ask one of them.
I sort of turn away from this conversation and look at
So
the woman.
begin.
I say,
So
"Excuse me, ma'am."
So the guard kind of lowers his pike and says, "Move along then."
So while this is all going, I sort of turn away, look at the woman. Does she look? If I had to make a guess, would she be of the same sort of class and stature as the woman of the child that we rescued the other day.
Yeah, I mean she's not a merchant or, any of the upper class people that you have seen that aren't as prevalent down here in the downtown market square. Most of the people that you see are of the lower peasant class, and she is definitely one of them.
Maybe similar age.
Somewhat, yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am.
What, what,
Uh,
what is it?
no need to be afraid. I just have a question.
I
Yesterday.
don't know anything.
Oh no. Yesterday, my brother and my friend and I, we rest.
I didn't see anything.
Are you all right?
I, I didn't, I didn't, I won't say.
Well, listen, we're from the Kalashan Academy,
Caledonian.
The Caledonian Academy, and my brother's there is a paladin, and you can look standing next to him. There's. Have you ever seen a finer example of a nobleman? Perhaps we can help. Is there something wrong?
No, nobody can help. They're monsters.
Hmm. Well, if you're sure, but we did rescue a little boy and his dog from the sewer yesterday. Terrible creatures down there. We were curious about where his mother and the boy might have gone to look in on him, but perhaps if there's something we could do for you, um,
Probably
maybe.
taken like all the others.
Hmm, could you? Are you here waiting for someone, or are you here with anyone?
Uh, she'll be coming, and then we're leaving. We're leaving this cursed place.
Hmm. Could you tell me what has befallen you, ma'am?
Evil, evil.
Well, there are many different kinds of evil. Could you be more specific?
Nothing can
Um,
help us now. Get out of here. Save yourselves.
I take a step back. I kind of look over to my brother and Tristan, like, any luck with the guard?
Not
He
seems. Yeah,
he
nope.
he's still kind of poking at Nikolas, trying to get him to move along.
I run over
You
there.
Nicholas
poked
is
him.
still kind of standing there looking
He
at him, trying to
pokes him.
poke him.
I run over there and I sort of get Nicholas's arm and it's like, right then, Sir Nicholas, let us let's see about finding that maybe this merchant fellow over here. He probably looks like a man who knows who's who, and I'm sure the disturbance yesterday will probably have at least caught his eye. Maybe he'll know some specifics. And I kind of give a look over to the other woman, just sort of get another. I want to try and see if any distinguishing features about her, so that I would be able to remember her again.
Her face looks as though she has seen something horrifying.
Well,
If
no,
you
that's
want
like.
to roll an insight or something, I might be able to give you some more information, but
Well, now if you tell me to roll insight, then I will.
yeah. If you're really trying to scrutinize her, then go ahead and roll insight, and perhaps you'll notice some more.
Now this will be a disadvantage, right?
Yes, yes. Now that I know for a fact that insight is an ability check. Okay, so you
Oof.
can't really tell anything more other than, I mean, she literally looks as though she's seen a ghost.
Okay.
Gee, ghosts. I bet they're not real.
Okay, I realize what I just said,
Yes.
but I can assure you that the two are not related.
Okay, DM. Sure.
Just like there's not a beholder in the sewers.
No.
Right.
Okay. So it's really just these three people.
Nicholas,
and...
Nicholas, are you still standing by the guard?
No, I have forcibly gotten in between him and trying to just sort of, unless he refuses to be moved, I am moving.
I'm begrudgingly moving. Yeah,
Okay.
moving along.
Yeah, the guard's like, that's right. Tell it walking then.
And you said he looked super young and inexperienced.
Yeah, but Nicholas insulted him, so he's young and full of testosterone and ready to prove himself. So.
Okay.
Prove himself right into an early grave.
I will remember his face. I do the whole eyes and the fingers and him, and then walk away.
Go ahead and roll for perception. I want to see just how well you notice his distinguishing features.
Okay.
We
disadvantage.
need a volunteer.
11.
That guy. That
guy.
Not bad. You do notice that he has sandy brown hair and a really light patchy beard that he's obviously trying to grow out and failing at.
Okay, that's it. You said you wanted to, Andrew, you said you wanted to speak to the merchant?
Yeah, I think speaking to the merchant right now would be a really good idea.
Yeah. Okay. While we're going there, I just want to do more perception checks if there's anybody else. Like, if there's kids that were, well, it's too early, I guess. There were kids that were playing around late.
Why are you
think
look
last
for
time
my
you were
purse?
We are, again.
I'm just teasing.
Yeah. Hey, that's it for me. Let's go talk to this guy. Your go.
Well, hello there. What is it that I can do for you this fine day?
Yes. I think you might have noticed yesterday with all the commotion about a child falling into the sewer. Actually, right beside your shop.
I just walk over to the sewer and I'm looking at it. I'm pretty sure this was the one.
Ah, yes, all that business. What do you heroes want?
Actually, a name and possibly a location. Do you happen to know where the child and the mother resides, or where they would be?
I see 3,000 customers a day. I don't know where they all live, my fine sir.
It was pretty noticeable. It seemed like the child stays around here, or he was playing right. It seemed like right beside your cart or your stand.
Did you not notice the dozens of children along the route here?
Then at least one of them, maybe you noticed. Maybe he would know, or she.
Ah, I am so sorry, my lord, but I do not know
I slip him
any
a
of their
silver.
names. He says, oh no, good sir, I could never accept money or payment in exchange for information that I simply do not have.
Okay,
is he telling the truth?
Insight.
Is he telling the truth?
He's a well, for my character.
Are you rolling insight because you're gonna like scrutinize him, or
So, I mean, every game is different. Do you want to, when I ask a question that you think deserves a roll, do you want to call for the roll, or do you want me to say I would like to do an insight check?
Yeah, if it's ever a case of you wouldn't be allowed to roll, I will let you know. But yeah, I am a DM who is perfectly comfortable with you saying, I would like to determine whether or not he is telling the truth. Can I roll insight?
Fair enough. I would like to determine whether or not he is telling the truth. May I roll insight?
Yeah, if you are trying to scrutinize him, then you can roll insight right now.
I'll guess
at
I'll
disadvantage.
But just at disadvantage. But just that you know, things like rolling for insight and all of that, like people notice you looking at them. You know, they notice you scrutinizing them. Not all the time, but it definitely happens.
So even for something like insight, where you're able to pick up on subtle clues, such as whether or not they're looking down or twitching their eye or something like that, to know whether or not they're lying.
Yeah, because it's possible for you to like hide it, but like yeah, when you realize someone's lying, like you arch an eyebrow or you make the you lying face.
All right. Well, as long as he's talking with Tristan and he doesn't take the money.
And just that we're clear, that is like a house rule sort of way of dealing with that. Every DM handles all of that a little bit differently because there are no hard and fast rules about how all of that works. But that one is
So
a bit unique
so
to me.
so you're saying that if I roll an insight check, that somebody is going to notice?
They could. They could.
They
I
could.
just wanted to
All right.
make it, apparent, make you guys aware of the fact that that is a possibility.
Man, I am rolling both well and terribly.
Yeah,
This disadvantage is a bitch.
yeah. So,
You did this to yourself.
basically you cannot tell, and he seems to be very charming. He has a very high charisma and is very affable.
Yeah, I turn to Eichmann and I go to the merchant. Well, thank you for the time. Sorry to waste it, and I walk away with Eichmann. I'm like, if he's not gonna even take the money, I guess that's all he's got.
And I don't see anybody else here who'd possibly recognize anybody from the other. Maybe one of those children that touched my brother's cloak earlier.
No. Are there children playing around?
Oh yeah, there's children and women and men and there's people around, just nobody remarkable in any way, shape, or form.
Who can someone else with actually good charisma do this? Because
I've got good charisma, but I also have disadvantage.
Yeah,
so
Yeah, we all
I have disadvantage. I speak up and I just bellow out, right? Children, children,
Come
attend
sit on
me.
Santa's lap.
Yeah, close. Children, attend me.
All of the children stop and look
I
at
have
you.
need to speak.
All of the children stop and look at you and like start to run over because they don't know if you're like giving out money or like what's going on.
As they start getting closer, I go into storytelling, right?
What is that?
It was just a day ago. We were here in this very spot. One of you, a boy, he jumped and ran after this tiny puppy. I'm sure you have known him. I'm sure you've played with the puppy. And he jumped into the sewer. He was lost. And we adventured to find him. We fought swarms of rats, creatures you've never seen before. And
They
we
were
rescued them.
very big and diseased rats.
My man here, point at Tristan, who will be right back. By the grace of the gods above, he shines still with the light of purity. My own brother, pointing at Enjamin, braving things and saving the day for all of us. Indeed, perhaps the entire city. Who would have known had these monstrosities escaped the sewer? This is the man who potentially saved us all. And we seek to reunite with the boy. We seek to reunite with his mother, and mayhap even the dog. Do any of you know who is this boy? The boy who was so unlucky but led us to victory in the end. I don't know, maybe do some type of charisma,
Okay, so
intimidation or something. I don't know.
two things happen. All of the children swarm all over you as you tell this story, and their hands are all over your cloak and touching
covered
your
in poop.
sword and touching your shield.
I'm gonna watch for a sticky finger.
Yes. So the next thing is you roll perception at disadvantage.
Can I help with that? So that he just rolls at normal?
Yes, by keeping an eye on everything, you can do so.
Alright, so I'm helping you.
Right, so I'm just going to roll a normal perception check. Submit. And
Okay, so you notice one of the children is unbuckling your sword belt.
oh my. That's not good. Can't be having that now.
I just wanted to use it to play with it.
I wrap him just with my hand, kind of like a knuckle dust on his hand, just like popping knuckle to knuckle. Not that it would do any damage or anything.
Yeah.
And I look at him and go, "Ye would do well to remember whom the gods say."
And with that, any money that you had on in a coin pouch at your side is now gone.
Yippee! Do I notice that?
No.
Okay.
No, you noticed the sword belt being taken, but not the money pouch. The children were all
Oh,
over
well.
you. And then the other thing that happens
Now
is
Benjamin can ride me with no then.
yeah, now the other thing that happens is all of the children run off screaming after you assault one of them, and one small little girl stays behind. I mean, she's got to be like 5, and she says, I know who you're talking about. The little boy was Dax, but he's not playing outside today.
I look at her in a very calm voice. Dax, very good of you, little lass. Would you know, where could we find Dax?
But I just have to ask, are you playing with a dog yourself, or are you jiggling coins? Because whenever you speak, it sounds like you're like playing with it actually sounds like you're playing with Mardi Gras coins.
No.
Interesting.
But I'll try to speak closer.
So, she tells you that Dax and his mom stay at the tenement shelters that have been built up down at White Harbor Alley, and that um they stay in various rooms, whichever one's open that day.
You're on a roll, brother. Ask her to lead us there.
I ask her if she can point us in that direction.
Yeah, it's just down there by the harbor and docks, and she points off over to the east.
And away we go.
Yeah, I guess
head over there.
Throw her a copper or something.
let's hand that out. And Jeff, just check the roll 20 chat, and that's what you missed.
Okay.
What
What
do
is
they
up
need to
with
take
you
a
guys?
journey?
What is up with you guys getting robbed?
This town sucks.
They're
How much did you
poor.
lose? How much did you lose?
Without a doubt, this is the worst town I've ever been in.
I don't think we actually ever left our city before. This is our first real.
No, but
outing.
there's a lot of time. There's a lot of. We're very far from there to here. We must have stopped in cities individually at some
really
point.
small villages. I don't know about like towns this big.
Well, this one, has kind of sprung up, but that's part of the other, problem that has led to all of this rampant, thieving and all of that is that there's just more people than the town can sustain, and so there's a lot of jobless, homeless, peasants all here, and with food running short and all of that, it's just becoming a problem. They came here because there used to be like always work on the docks. Like you could always find work unloading and loading ships and moving stuff in and out of warehouses, or even just taking a residency on a ship and going and transporting stuff over the lake and all of that. So there used to just be always work. No matter how many people showed up, there was always more work. But they kind of reached critical mass, and once that happened, then now the more people show up, the scarcer jobs become, because now there's a plentiful pool of candidates, and so they can be more selective and demanding, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse here in this area.
Well, they were also trying to steal his sword, so we at least have that going for us.
Yep. Well, since he doesn't notice, and we all just kind of like, oh, that's just a bunch of kids. Let's head to that place that you pointed out.
Okay, so as you guys are walking down to White Harbor, a pair of guards stops and sees you and walks directly up to you, and both of the guards tell you that you are hereby summoned before Lord Guerart.
Like right now?
Of course not.
We're
Whenever
in the
you're
middle of
ready.
something. Okay, cool. Well,
No, right now.
Why did you say yes? What the?
Because
What
I'm
is-
lippy.
Why you? What kind of guards are you? People are professional. It's your job. You represent the city or town.
Yeah, our city. Now move it.
God damn. Okay. I turn to Benjamin and Nikolas.
He's the Lord in these parts,
He's
whoever
been
he might
summoned.
be. Whoever he might be, he thinks he can do such a thing, but perhaps we should be on the lookout. Who knows?
We were told to foster good relations, and I guess this is part of it.
Out
So
of
just-
character.
so-
Out of
so-
character. Out of character note. And this is when the paladin became an anti-paladin, and things went downhill.
Just to be clear, you're summoning all of us. You're not just summoning Tristan.
he looks specifically at you and says, "We're summoning the both of you."
The both of.
There's three of
So
us.
which one of us are you not?
Oh,
summoning?
I'm sorry. He looks at Tristan and Nikolas, and he looks at you. He's like, "Who are you? We're summoning these two."
I'm with them.
Are you?
Just lead the way.
And I've kind of hunkered down a little bit, as though I'm like the opposite of bulking up, right? The opposite of bowing. I kind of hunker down and I go, lads, that man you're talking to could take all of us out with one strike. Be careful. But yeah, we'll come.
What? He can take us out once, right?
Didn't you see what he did in the sewer when you and I were laid out on?
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
We've
Now
got
I
to
get
be
it.
wary.
Yes. Let's just leave. I'm so done with this right now. My character. He's like, I just hate this place.
So
I'm hands on my hand rubbing my eyes, and then I'm just like, just lead us away.
Nikolas, as you reach down instinctively for your weapon and shield, just because your years of training have taught you that, like, when people are trying to arrest you without cause, that you have the right to defend yourself, and although you're willing to go with them, your instincts just make you bristle just a little bit. But as you reach down for your shield, you notice a small scroll tucked into your pouch, your belt, where your pouch used to be.
Ooh.
Are we being
Well-
arrested or are we being summoned?
We're being summoned.
You're being
Well,
summoned, but in a very arrest-like manner.
We're
It's a
being
force.
we're being voluntold.
We're forcibly summoned.
We're being
Okay.
voluntold. It's
Got
like
it.
volunteered, but it's voluntold. So I kind of pull out the scroll. Does it look like a regular type of scroll? Because obviously I'm like, I don't remember this scroll.
It looks like a small piece of parchment paper. One of the guards is like, "Hey, what you got there then?"
A scrap of paper, man? Have you not seen paper before?
"Oh, to wipe me ass with."
Just lead the way to the castle.
So I just kind of crammed the parchment back into the little spot where it was. And if I have an opportunity while we're walking, while nobody's staring at my, waist or whatever, I'm
Guard,
gonna
how are
pull
you
it out
able
and read
to
it.
walk there, like with your back towards the front and just staring at us? Jeez.
So, one guard is in front and one guard is behind. But anyway, we'll get you guys over to the mansion.
They're lippy folk, aren't they? I whispered to Einjamin.
Yesterday I'd have been inclined to give them the benefit of the doubt, but that benefit is rapidly declining.
Yeah, it's
I get they're in hard times. So, why don't you just, pull on those bootstraps and, drag him out of the property?
So,
Sure.
Okay, now
would you
now
like
we're
to
getting things-
would you like to roll for stealth?
Are you serious? I gotta do. Okay, sure, I guess. So they don't hear what I'm saying?
with disadvantage.
God
No.
damn.
To read the scroll, Nicholas.
Oh, okay. For a second there, I thought you were going to punish me for saying that.
I mean, it's gosh, I'm just the idea that there'd be two people that wouldn't be looking at me,
All right.
tugging on my crotch.
How about this? Can I
suppose.
perhaps notice that he's trying to do this and maybe cause have a coughing fit and maybe create a distraction so that I can help him with his sleight of hand trick?
Yeah, so you saw him pull out the scroll and the guard get all nosy about it, and you take an opportune time to kind of
I stumble and cough and like put my hand on the guard's shoulder and sorry, rough night.
So I'm doing sleight of hand,
yes.
stealth,
Uh,
sleight
Or
of hand.
stealth.
well, whichever one you would prefer.
Oh,
If you're
they're
trying,
equal.
if you're trying to do it where you cup it in your hand, you can do sleight of
Yeah.
hand, or if you're just trying to be stealthy about it, you can just use general stealth.
So
It's gonna be the same score no matter what. So let me just...
but I can only help you with stealth because everybody can try to be quiet, but not everybody
Okay.
can do
Well,
sleight of hand.
you're helping, which I'll just make a normal roll instead of with disadvantage.
Yay,
For the
normal
assist.
roll.
All right.
Nice.
So as your brother basically stumbles into the guard and grabs a hold of him and forces the guard to be like, "Hey, watch yourself!" And then
does the guard have a pouch?
yeah,
Oh dear.
Does he?
yeah,
That's good to know. All right.
Do it.
and
Let your anger flow through you. Let your anger flow through you.
Murder hobo coming to your town.
I am trying so hard not to do it, but you know.
Right.
this
Getting
town
there.
is just forcing you to. So I swear to God, if one more person steals the last money pouch we have, everyone in this town is gonna feel my wrath.
That's it. Everybody's gotta die. That's it.
So we will burn the orphanages. So you manage to quickly pull the parchment out and read it, and luckily for you, it has but a few words. It is signed um T for Trista, and it says simply, trust no one.
I think
T.
you're ready there. Yeah. How would my sister give you a note and not me? Really?
She wanted the person who was going to be in charge to have the information.
Yeah, you don't.
So it should have been me.
You haven't read my note. Read
Jeez,
my note.
fine.
Maybe you got your own note. You don't know.
Fine.
Does he even know that Tristan's sister's named Trista?
Yeah.
Yes,
But-
Nikolas has known Trista and Tristan, and there was
Basically, they're the same year.
No,
There-
if it was Einjamin who'd gotten it, he would look to Tristan and say, "Why didn't you hand me this note?" Because it just says T.
I'm thinking it's in her handwriting.
it's
Yeah,
in it's in
prettier
her
handwriting.
it's in her handwriting, and the T is how she would sign the letters that you guys she would send you letters updating you as to her progress. She was 2 years behind you, Nicholas, and a year ahead of Einjamin and Tristan. And so when you left, she would send you letters, and all of them were signed T. So you recognize this.
I'm just going to make
instantly.
the assumption that the eyes have little hearts instead of dots. That there's some distinguishing feature.
Yeah, and
I'm
it's a
also-
very scrolling script.
Would hate that.
Yeah. So assuming that we're all coming out of some type of combat academy or something, can I make some assumption that there'd be some type of standard, like everybody attack or all ships forward or something like that would basically indicate, Darmok and Jalad, right? To that was for you, Sean.
I appreciate it.
At Tanagra, right? To indicate, hey guys, DTA, don't trust anybody, without being obvious. Is there anything that I could say, like, remember that time, guys, that would clue them in?
I think we're already in that mindset, so
Right.
I think you would notice, we would notice. I think you
Okay.
notice that we are actually kind of.
Yeah, you're grumbling and whatnot, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's pretty much standard, protocol, is that you always be alert and aware of what's going on in your surroundings, and to understand that a lot of these other city-states and villages are very backwards thinking, and not the enlightened center of civilization that Caledonia is. In Caledonia, you guys have medicine and science and learning, astronomy. You can chart accurately,
And
distances and
here we've somehow stepped into Oliver Twist. Let's go.
yeah. Now you guys are in like 18th century England, but without all the fancy learning.
Yeah, so let's Let's do proceed. Let us, as they say, spring the trap.
So the guards knock on the door, bang twice, and the door opens, and they motion for you guys to enter. You enter, and the guards inside step up to the door here and open it and step inside and motion for you to follow. And the guard says, "My Lord Guerart, presenting the men who saved the boy from the sewers." And then he bows and walks backwards out the door. And you guys are left in the chamber. Two guards in front of what looks like two very ornate chairs with a very fat, well-dressed, and greasy, slicked back hair and mustache man who looks very sure of the fact that it is a great honor for you to be in his presence. And he looks down at you and begins to frown.
What's up?
Do you not know to bow before your lord?
What? We're not in a Cantonian city. I can bow to you in respects as a ruler of the town, but we are not your subjects.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
kind
do
of
a light
bow my
low-
head.
I'll
You
bow
know,
my-
as he's saying this, just
I'll
gonna
do a
bow
low
my head.
not a low, like a small waist bow, but nothing extravagant.
I am the lord of this town. Everything within these gates is my province, and by virtue of being here, you are my subjects, though that may be temporary. And he looks very, knowingly at you.
Oh, are you suggesting that you'd like us to leave?
I am suggesting that while you are here under my dominion, that you treat me with the deference I am owed.
Fair enough.
Yeah, lawful good paladin kicks in. Let's hear it for role playing. Nikolas takes a bow.
All right. Now that we have started off on a better foot, welcome to my home. I am here to honor you and welcome you into my city. Great heroes that you are. You shall feast with me and my wife and her brother, and we shall dine as equals. Tell me tales of your homeland and what brings you to my town. But first, I can see that you are in dire need of baths and some care. Please allow my guards to take you upstairs, and I shall have my servants draw you baths and clean your armor and cloaks.
And I speak up suddenly. I say, Lord. Well, I understand that we may not look the part. In fact, we've all taken vows to serve as servants. No man may clean our wares who has not been trained along with us. Gladly will accept a bath. The three of us must remain each other's servants.
And I'm like sniff myself. I'm pretty clean.
And I sort of I kind of look over to my brother as he's saying this with an eye. I don't recall taking that vow, brother, but
I smack Einstein back of the head. That's why you almost
and I
failed
turn to him.
class.
Einstein, that was in the advanced class, man. You were too busy out saving the world again. And I look back at Lord Guerart. This one, he looks so innocent, yet he continually saves us all from death.
Shall I have cleaning supplies brought up then? You cannot sit at my table dressed so.
Much appreciated, much appreciated. Thank you, Lord.
Okay. So he's like done having you stink up his greeting hall here, so he's gonna have you guys go upstairs.
Clippity clop, clippity clop.
I don't smell. I don't. I turn to you guys. I'm clean, right?
when we're alone, I say to Tristan, the problem, man, is that you smell better than all of them. They don't know what it is.
Ah,
Also, there's something in the eyes. Just looks dirty.
yes, yes.
Yeah, so are we in a room now alone?
Okay, so the
Are we,
guard leads you off over to the right, and there's a room that has a little cooking area set up, some tables, some books, and everything. And he tells you to wait here while your bath is drawn.
Okay. While he goes off, I hand the note to Tristan, who I'm sure would recognize it.
I have a look.
And it just says, don't trust anyone, or,
Yes, don't
But
trust.
I'm assuming that you would recognize the script of.
Yeah, I'm gonna recognize it.
That's so I don't say anything.
Well, I turn to you, and when did you get this? Did you
I'm going to roll a perception check. Find my little sheet. Come over here. Perception with disadvantage, and let's see what that says.
Really bad.
Yeah, so I say, when I was regaling the children and they were enwrapped with my questions and presents, one of them slipped this into my belt. At first I thought he was trying to take my belt, but he must have just been trying to pass this to me. I'll have to give him some coins later if I see him again.
Where's your belt? Where's your money pouch, brother?
Oh, it's right here on my belt. And I just disregard what he said because he's Benjamin and I disregard what he says. And that's what I do.
As we should.
No, it's not.
Don't get me confused with you, brother. Where are these cleaning supplies? And I just completely disregard him again.
So, very quickly, the servants come upstairs and they're bringing hot water and filling up the bath, and they have other buckets with brushes and hot water and everything that you would need to get everything clean. And they lead you down to the end of the hall over on the right here. There's a honored guest bedroom, and then on the inside is a bathroom with a toilet and a bath. So whoever's first can go ahead and get bathed up, and then whoever else wants to work on cleaning armors and cloaks and everything.
I'm gonna
Nicholas,
cite basic military training that none of us are embarrassed about this situation. Tristan's already sparkly, but as we disrobe, and whatever, it's not going to be like woo woo time where we're
Tristan,
all adults and warriors
you
here.
Benjamin. Oh wait, Nicholas, you go with Benjamin. You guys get washed up, and I'll stay here with your stuff.
I just look at him and go, look over us, brother. Getting random notes from children. Something bodes ill here.
She sent this for us for a reason.
All started with a random note, as I recall.
Ah, yes. Do you still have your notes?
I assume so.
Would you like to compare the handwriting?
Yes.
Tell you what, why did we have one person do it and the others will help?
I'm just surprised I wouldn't have noticed the first time.
Yeah. I'm gonna. While I'm doing those things, I'm letting Tristan and Benjamin figure out the smart stuff.
Okay.
Well, we're screwed, I guess.
Yeah.
Should I do an investigation check?
Yeah.
I'll help him with that.
Help? Okay, help action. So normal roll, not disadvantage. I got a +2. 17.
So they are not the same.
That's what I expected. Like, I would have noticed the first time I saw this note. It was from her. Like, it's completely different.
Well, it's just a thought.
It is concerning.
When is the last
Mysterious
time you
notes.
saw your sister?
Last time I saw her is the last day she left the academy. It's been over a year. She's been out there, at least a few letters to get from the family. Blazing
I've got to
trail.
think if she's got
glory.
the ability to give a letter to my brother at that specific time, then she must be close by. She must have known we were here.
She's incredibly resourceful. Sometimes you don't know. She could have a network of people working for her. It's been a year, and you heard the
What?
stories in the academy, how things she does. She skipped years. She should have been a few years. Like, ugh. I don't know.
I guess I never really paid attention. I don't know these stories.
So as you guys, we're just gonna assume that everybody gets cleaned up and everything. We're not gonna force anybody to roll to get cleaned up or anything. As you guys do that,
Roll to get naked.
yeah. As you guys do that, and you're exiting, you see a beautiful woman being accompanied by a servant also descending the stairs as you're leaving your waiting rooms and the guest bedroom.
Yeah, without being leery or anything, I bow and step against the wall and let them pass. Kind of deferring to a lady
I
kind of thing.
avert my gaze and get very, like, sort of behind whoever or whatever is there, like, to put them between me and her.
Okay, so everybody's kind of looking away.
No, I'm just walking down.
No, I think Tristan's probably, making like hip movements at her, possibly. But
Yes, obviously.
Okay, so Tristan, why don't you go ahead and roll perception?
Oi. Yeah, disadvantage. Yes.
Yes.
Oh god damn, 6.
Yep, so you notice nothing.
yeah, one more point lower, and you wouldn't have noticed her walking by.
Pretty much. It's some vague figure walking by.
Is there food?
We're going to a dinner, Benjamin. Or lunch, I don't know.
Well, no, you guys have been here for a long time now. You cleaning your armor and your cloaks didn't take like an hour.
I was just
It
sitting
took like
there.
5 hours.
I was sitting there for like so long.
I sit there cleaning my armor every single time I think I'm done cleaning. I stop and I look over at Nikolas, who's still cleaning his armor, and I'm like, I go back and I clean it a little more. I have to clean it at least as long as he does.
So she enters these large wooden doors. And leaves them open for you guys.
Guess we're heading in.
Does anybody know who that is?
A very clean lady.
Most likely the Lord's better half, as they say.
Beautiful. Did you notice?
Sorry, what?
She's very pretty.
I can't hear you. Say it again.
She's gorgeous.
Oh,
She turns around and smiles at you.
Oh, her.
I-
Okay.
I'm so sorry. What? Hello.
What?
And so as you guys enter the room, and then well, I don't want to force you in there, so take your time.
You forced us downstairs.
Yeah, well, I figured you'd be heading down there sooner or later. So Tristan enters the room right after Lady Belladonna. Oh, I'm sorry, right after the beautiful woman. And as you enter the room, you see a very wealthy and sharp-looking man, sharp as in angled features, sitting in a dark corner of the room, in a comfortable-looking leather chair. And she enters and kind of nods to him. And in the corner by a cooking fire is a minstrel playing a lute and just strumming a very, very old tune, something from one of the old empires that existed long before Caldonia. Basically like, you know, a medieval song being played today.
So there's no one actually sitting at the large table, just one guy by the fireplace, and Hotness here, her lady Hotness
Yep.
of the poison.
Yep.
Uh,
And a huge
Sure.
statue of a brave hero beclad in just ornate armor. He looks every bit the hero, and you guys recognize it instantly. This is like an Achilles or Hercules legendary figure.
Of me.
It's a statue of one of their supposed ancestors. You know, they are supposedly of the blood of this hero who established a city here way back hundreds of years ago, when the world was still very dark and recovering from the fall of Caldonia.
DM, this room is very dark.
Yes, it
Is it
is.
supposed to be?
I do the dynamic lighting with.
I mean, like there is like a shadow encompassing the table. I would think I would at least be able to see.
Yeah, no, it is. It is very, very dark in this room, and aside from the light of the cooking fire, which the minstrel is standing by, it is very dark. Yes.
What are you talking about? It looks fine.
I was talking to the DM, but it does not look fine.
No, it looks great.
So as Lord Gerhardt enters behind you, one of the guards also enters behind, and this guard is carrying a torch.
And I make my way over to the seat where my character is at. Oh, look, there's a whole bunch of people in here.
When the Lord Gerhard enters, I bow.
And as Lord Gerhardt enters, he says, "Ah, honored guests, I see you have met my beloved Lady Belladonna and her brother, the noble Count Maxius."
Give me a moment while I write it down. Belladonna and Count Maxius. Right. So now that the room is lit here, Lady Belladonna, Count Maxius is the man lounging in the chair.
Yes. And
All right.
you notice when the guard walks in with the torch, he kind of looks at him. He was enjoying sitting in the dark.
Hmm.
I guess we all take seats. Yes.
So you see a fine feast prepared. Just absolutely one of the best meals you've ever seen in your life. There is meats and fresh fruits and vegetables, mashed roots and tubers, um, sugared glazes over honeyed breads and other sweet treats, and all of it is served with glasses of wine instead of ale, and not just wine, but like a very fine made wine. This is stuff that he got shipped in from the other side of this enormous lake from a kingdom that they sometimes do business with, that they produce very, very fine foods, and he gets these supplies shipped in, and instead of sharing them with the town, they're all here on this table. There's more food than all of you could eat in 2 days, and it won't keep that long.
Good to know.
You. So, my lord, I'm guessing this is more than just a dinner with us new heroes, as you say.
He turns and snaps his fingers at Brendan and motions for him to pick it up a little. And Brendan stops playing this old, slow, sad tune and begins playing a more catchy melody as you guys dine. Lots of finger picking and change ups, almost like a banjo. And
So you're just gonna ignore my question then? Yeah.
yeah. He's eating, and he says, "So, tell me, brave heroes, where is it you hail from?" And with that, one of the servants pops out of the back and begins putting all kinds of like puddings and parfaits and gelatin type of desserts, things that would be rare even in Caledonia. These are, expertly crafted foods, and she begins, setting them out for everybody.
Well, yeah. You want to go? Go ahead.
I just sort of looking around at all the opulence, and I'm a little at a loss. I don't. I'm also. Am I assuming I'm still not feeling myself?
Yeah, no, you are definitely not feeling well. In fact, if you attempt to eat anything, roll a Constitution save.
But I won't. I won't. I just sort of sit there and pick at my food. And every now and then I'll take a look at Lady Belladonna and then quickly look away.
She seems to notice every time any of you glances at her.
Yeah, that's even worse.
So,
God.
my lord, we are from the city of unnamed of Caledonia. We are, in a sense, emissaries, you could say, to uh, spread the name of our city and hopefully find good relations with the rest of this continent. We never actually got a name, did we, for where we live or used to?
Oh, the Caledonian Empire.
Yeah,
We
but
were
never the city name.
the Caledonian Academy.
City of Caledonia of the Caledonian Empire from the
The city of
Academy of
Caldon.
Caledonia.
The city of Caldon. Caldon proper.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna write that down.
Caledonia is the land. Caldon is the city. And the Caledonian people are what you're called.
That's easy enough.
Just out of curiosity, just a DM question.
Yeah.
As a paladin, I have the class ability Divine Sense. It's just something that I do.
You do, yeah.
And then I can either smell stuff or I can hear stuff.
Yeah.
And all I have to do is take an action, and it just opens myself up to this.
It's true.
From my past experience, having used this in the past, is it something that other people can detect, or is it just me just kind of opening up and seeing what I can sense?
Well, that's really kind of a loaded question, because what you're asking is has
I mean, like if
your
I'm a
past
bard, I've got to sing
experience has your
Yeah,
past
but if-
experience shown you that people can detect it, but you're also in a sense asking, can people detect it? And those are two very different questions.
No. I'm asking, like, if I was a bard, I'd have to sing a song. People could hear me singing a song.
Yes.
If I was casting a spell as a divine spell, then there would be potentially motions. I would have to hold up a holy symbol. I'm reading it off the sense. It just says I open my awareness. So it's kind of just
Right.
like taking a
So
moment and concentrating. But
the
if like there's the divine
answer
aura
is
or
that
something.
the answer is that although in almost every situation and to your knowledge, no, nobody can detect when you're using divine sense. But in order to allow Sean to get some insight as to how I DM and everything, it is 100% possible that there would be something powerful enough to be able to detect when you are using this divine sensibility.
Yeah, something that could detect divine energies, for sure. I'm just saying, could a layman, a regular person,
No.
a person on a battlefield? I'm
No.
getting the answer is no for now. So do continue.
Okay. So yeah, he says, Caledonians, I have heard that they've been sending warriors far and wide, though not an invasion force. What is it that they're playing at?
To unite the people as we did in the past.
To serve as an example for the rest of humanity, so that we can all achieve our best selves.
So
in
you
the
do
face
mean
of
to conquer.
No, let me finish. I'm basically reciting the motto to so that we can serve as our best selves in the face of the elven and dwarven threat. Hello?
No, sorry, I was reacting to what he said about to reestablish the Caledonian Empire.
I said real established relations.
Right. Are we all still connected and
Yeah,
audible?
I'm here.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, no worries. So okay, if you didn't intend it that way, then we'll not have him, bristle at that. But instead, Nikolas, are you asking these questions about divine sense because you're using it, or?
Nope, not yet. Just kind
Okay.
of chilling out. Just trying to understand. And I'm kind of looking ahead at something that a paladin might do at some point if there's any sort of discussion or, bartering or something like that. But just trying to understand the house rules for, how that might be perceived. Like if I just
Yeah.
started humming and going, "Oh, great Torm, let me know who here, who here is a butthole."
Who here is
then,
offensive to thy sight?
Yeah,
then that would be overt, and I'm just trying to understand that house rule so that I don't want not trying to do anything
Right.
overt.
Yep.
Trying
Nope.
to chill.
Nope. Nothing overt.
I'm not really paying attention. I'm completely smitten with the Lady Belladonna.
Okay.
Picking up my food, I don't feel very well.
Yeah, so I announced, thank you so much for your gracious hospitality. It is much appreciated, this feast that you have laid out. It boggles the mind. How any living creature could amass such a bountiful luck and grace. To be
My
so
family
blessed.
is great and powerful. We are descended from the great hero Acadius, and he once conquered this land and defeated the hordes of hideous tieflings who had infested these areas and re-brought us back out of the Dark Ages and re-established this as a foothold for mankind. This statue here shows his great and powerful self. The sword in his hands is a magical heirloom said to be buried with him here on these lands. And I know you are PCs, so don't go kicking down all my doors trying to take it.
Yes, yes. Well, once again, thank you for this meal, but you have heard the recent happenings the last couple of days in the town, right?
That great heroes who can heal the sick have been here.
Yes, and fighting rats and monsters, especially in, what was it, your food storage?
Yes, terrible business, all that.
So, and first time I came here, seems like your people are not as stocked as they wanted to be, and now they're even worse shape.
I thought that when the guards summoned us, we were going to be in trouble for something like that.
What do you think we're going to be in trouble for? I whispered to Benjamin.
Oh, a big mess we made in the storeroom.
Already fouled.
Don't worry about all that. You guys have proven yourselves honorable and noble heroes and are quite welcome here in our town.
And of course, we appreciate that. It's just there are still things that need to be done, and as we are grateful for the hot meal and warm baths, is there anything you are specifically asking for?
I wish to lend my name to your strength and vice versa, so that all may know that you act in accordance with my wishes and that you're here at my bidding with my blessings, and that they may know that when they cross the laws here, the powerful heroes I can summon to met out justice. He
Who's
wants
justice?
he wants to become your patron.
Yeah, we get that. It's not going to happen, of course, out of character, but it's like I'm just You guys want to say something? Go ahead.
Well, I do, but the problem
in
is
character.
I'm having a hard time trying to figure out how to play a high charisma with a very low intelligence. It's a challenge.
I'm a high intelligence, low charisma, so I can really screw this up if we wanted to.
Yeah, for sure. I think we all are in the same bucket. We need somebody smart around here. I'm going to, in character, your blessings most appreciated. Certainly, this town
can be rejuvenated with such leadership as yours that have led you to this bountiful feast before us. Truly, though, as emissaries of Caledonia, seeking only to display something to strive towards and peace throughout the civilized nations against the scourge of the invaders, just as your ancestors did. We seek potentially to bring aid and assistance whenever we can, and of course we can use whatever parlor tricks we may have to make the locals be impressed. But as we move, and as Torm himself guides my hand through his holy blessing, tying ourselves to an earthly lord would be somewhat difficult. I'm sure you understand as nobility. And just going back, referencing Torm, the lawful good god that I as a paladin serve, right?
Oi.
We could, however, use some javelins.
God! I smack him in the head.
What?
No, that's it. Nothing. We're not going to be the Stooges.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's certainly willing to replenish your supplies.
Oh, that's good news. If you'll excuse me, I'm not feeling particularly well. We had a rough time last night, so with your permission, Lord Guerart, and your permission, Lady Belladonna, I'll excuse myself.
Yeah, by all means.
Well, I'm going to. I raise up as he's going, and just as a at no point did anybody say we ate anything. Just as a record, just because we're all suspicious buttholes, right? Just because we're suspicious buttholes. But as Benjamin is standing up, I of course stand and go. I'm sure that I must aid my brother, for he seems to have fallen ill. Is there any malady which besets the people of this town? Something which we would not have encountered in Caledonia?
None that I am aware of.
I try to see other people's reactions, like servants, the guards, anything like that.
Nobody else seems to react.
And I'm going to stop and say, if everyone would be so willing, would it be okay if I blessed my brother here in hopes that he could feel better? And DM check. I know I don't have but that's what I said.
Yeah. So they don't object.
All right, I'm going to kick that divine sense off instead, as I'm kind of hovering over my brother, giving him a wink. I'm going to kick off that divine sense.
The wink is obviously part of a very, very advanced spell. I hold very still.
So, using divine sense, you.
And if you want to, I don't know, do I need to do a DM note or something?
Strong evil registers on your senses. Okay, so you smell a noxious odor, and you know that there is some type of evil presence, even though it says that you can tell whether it's celestial, fiend, or undead because you've never experienced that. You just know that it is something evil, something that chills you to the bones.
Uh-oh. Does he get a specific source from that?
It's coming from this room.
But it's a generalized. Is it so powerful that there's no
like the stench so powerful that I would have no choice? Like I just couldn't potentially find it, or is it just, gosh,
Yeah,
like wow, there's a bunch of unbathed people in the room. Like everybody I look at, just boy, they're stinky buttholes, you know? Or
it's like having a dead animal in your walls to where it's so overpowering that it's almost impossible to pinpoint an exact location. And also it is very overpowering to the point where like you actually wrinkle your face up a little. It's that bad.
okay, well, at the conclusion of that, I look down at Benjamin and I go, Benjamin, I hope you feel better. I sense that there's something wrong with you, which is not a surprise.
My
We
eyes
should
go
probably get you
wide.
out. We should
Eyes
probably,
go wide.
yeah, we should probably get you back to your room. Tristan, can you help me with this man? I know
Yeah.
that I know that by his powers alone we survived the night last night, but I fear that it's taken its toll on him.
Yes, of course. And I go over and lend him my arm.
I really don't understand what you're talking about. I mean, I did my part at all, but
I shoulder his, or I elbow his stomach to just shut
oh,
up. You're not looking that good. Let's get you up there.
tender.
And I think we're just going to call it here and leave.
Okay.
Do.
So go ahead and exit the room.
How long does that divine sense last?
It's until the end of the next turn.
So I
Only
was just
2
looking at
seconds.
it. I'm just looking at it out of curiosity because I'm also thinking about playing a paladin at some point. So if it was a specific type of undead or a type of evil, he would know the precise location of it if he could see the source, right?
Yeah, so I mean the way that it works is a little bit better than the way that I have it work, but that's because um it's a little bit like plot breaking if you can just instantly know who is bad all the time and all of that.
These,
So, you
well, the
know,
spell itself is already super vague and it
Yeah, and
lets you work around it.
yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool with it. I mean, I'm level 2 for Craigie. You
yeah,
know,
so I'm allowing it to mostly work. It did inform you, in fact, that there is, strong evil present. It's just not pinpointing exactly who it's coming from.
Okay.
Oh, so are
Big
we just
walk out.
leaving, or are we
So
going upstairs? Are we heading back to the inn?
So as you leave, go ahead and exit the room here, back out into the main hall.
at least we got the javelins.
No, you haven't.
yeah, and am I sensing anything till the turn? Sending any guards or what looks to be a maid?
Yeah, so as you're leaving, you see a maid cleaning, sweeping, and as you're leaving, she kind of motions to you.
Is it like a come here motion? Is it a
Yeah, and as she does that, as you get closer, she
Steals your
whispers
bag.
she whispers she whispers, "Damn it! Somebody already got to your money pouch." She whispers, "There's something not right in the crypts."
Did we see a crypt when we were going to the manor or castle?
Yeah, in the back there was a huge mausoleum with a surrounding graveyard on the estate.
Okay.
Brother, what was all that about?
I think we're still. I'm gonna shut him up. We're gonna leave first before we talk. I whisper to him.
All right.
I just look at him and go, always remember, leave the scene of the battle before you talk about it.
Yes. We're gonna head straight to the main gate. Are you guys following? Well, I'm dragging Einjamin at least.
I can carry
Yeah.
myself. I'm
So-
not feeling well.
No,
but
you can't. You are not feeling well.
I'm
And I
fine.
give him a wink.
Oh, right.
You
Sorry.
know, we have to leave. Make sure you don't infect anyone. Who knows what kind of sickness you got from the sewers? Those
All right,
filthy
now I
and
can
full
tell
of,
you're
you know
joking.
what. No, I am trying to make a point. Well, yes, whatever. And we're
Wait,
gonna
okay,
leave
no.
to the road.
So no, are you actually? Do I actually look sick? Or are you
Yes,
just
you do.
trying to scare me?
You are sweating so much, and it's like a mucky sweat. I don't know what's wrong with you.
I don't feel well, that's for sure. But I
Okay.
took it to the fact that that bastard had a lot of food.
Yes. What we all saw it. We all get it. It's unsavory, and we are gone from the castle.
Okay.
Oh God, his wife was so beautiful.
And jeez, and we're gonna keep walking until the castle or the guards are out of sight, or at least that's what I want to do.
Okay.
Nicholas, you had that face. I don't know what did you sense something in there? I know you paladins can this weird. I don't know.
Yeah,
Trista always said this. They can do something weird and feel evil or something.
Yeah, I just want to confirm the DM that we're well outside of.
Yes.
We're well alone. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Should we do perception checks, or are we good? Are we good?
No, you're
are we
good.
like, well,
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
that I just kind of explain the basics of divine sense. You know, that I can sense good and evil. I can sense heavenly and I can sense fiendish, and that something in there was so awful that it made me want to vomit.
It's in, and I'm guessing you told us about that woman or that maid, about the crypts.
Yes, as we were leaving, I explained that part. Yes.
Yes. Well, I guess we can have a look there. If something is evil in this place and Caledonia wants to extend her reach here, that would be one of the first things we would have to take out.
I wouldn't mind finding some sort of excuse to depose Mr. Guerart.
It's nobles are like that. Some are good, some are bad. My family, we. You know what? Never mind. It's just.
Well, you wouldn't sit at a feast with a bounty of food like that while your city starved, would you?
Well, our city, is pretty well off, so yes, we had bountiful food, but
So
as
say
you know-
say your city were starving.
yes,
Would you keep all the food?
we have money in the family. It doesn't mean we're gonna just. If there's food available, people can get them themselves. That's all I gotta say. But here, it doesn't seem that way.
But you're saying if your city were starving, you would sit in a banquet hall and eat a meal like that with no regard whatsoever for the fact
Did you
that
see me eat? I didn't even touch that food.
No. I'm not talking about this specific circumstance. I'm talking about a hypothetical situation where your city, your family, the people under your family's care are starving, and your larders are full.
If I was a king, if I was the lord of this town, I know a well-fed city is a productive city, and a productive city will make me money. So I can say, I'll make sure they're well and healthy to give me that coin.
Right. Well, I suppose.
But it seems like in this city they have.
The outcome is what's important.
Yes, it seems like for him, he has lots of bodies and not as many jobs, so he wouldn't mind if half the city died or starved, because he knows the people still keep coming.
Starvation or disease.
It seems like he has a problem with too many people in this city, and if a few of them suddenly fell ill or didn't have enough to eat, I don't think he would mind.
Oh, that's a dark thought.
But Nicholas, you said it was the crypts that this. Hey, Einstein, remember that woman by the well? I think you were talking to her. I think I heard something about missing
All
people.
right. You know, she did say something about that. She was talking about, let me see,
Seeing a ghost or something?
people being taken
No, wait, that was DM. No,
to get out, to get away. She was awfully scared of something.
Nicholas, you have any thoughts? You are our superior. I defer to you.
I think it's clear that the malady which poisons this realm has its beginnings in the very room we just left. And while there may be something even worse in the crypt, I feel that we've got a long, hard road. We're going to have to think very carefully. The sense of evil that I received in that room, it's beyond whatever training we've had.
So we could have a look at the crypts, though. This woman said there was something wrong there, something strange.
Well, but we've also been warned by your sister not to trust anyone.
I think a maid risked her very life to tell us that. I think perhaps we may need to learn about these crypts and determine if they're even accessible.
Besides, that maid was nobody.
Don't do that. Don't. Did her name tag say nobody?
No.
There you go.
But the peasants
Sorry, I
around
had to cut
here,
out.
you know, they're nobody.
I cut out a little bit there. My earbuds ran out of power.
She said she was nobody. I'm like, no, let's not do this. Let's not play this game. And here we are. I think we are walking towards the inn because we are still like pretty tired from the entire thing.
Yeah, you're exhausted.
Yeah.
Um,
That exhaustion
It's a
disadvantage
real
on everything.
Yeah, there's
a real
no way.
killer.
We are not going
I'm not
to
doing
the
anything.
crypt
Yeah.
with that. Absolutely not.
It's I don't even remember how I got exhausted.
Okay. So, you guys are back at. Well, you were exhausted
we're
from
going
when
to-
you first began.
Yeah. Then there was a day. I don't know how I got exhausted with sewers.
So you were exhausted when we started because you were tired from the road, and then when you went to the warehouse and fought the rats, you took on 2 levels of exhaustion. You then spent the night and regained 1 level of exhaustion, so you were at
Right.
exhaustion 1, but then you got your butt handed to you by an Odiug, and so you were at level 2 exhaustion, spent the night, went back down to level 1. So for the last 3 days, you've been at least 1 or 2 levels of exhaustion the whole time.
It's been pretty bad. Yeah. While we're heading back to our inn, should we go to that place that kids pointed out while we're on our way?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's.
do that.
Let's
That's
do
a
that.
terrible idea. I love.
How was that a terrible idea?
It's just a phrase.
Yes, I don't know.
So you guys do
Brilliant
go
idea.
you guys do go down to the harbor. However, once you're down in the tenement slums and all of the makeshift housing that's been put up, you realize that somebody could live here and not even know their neighbors. It's just a throng of people sleeping on top of each other and changing rooms and all of that on a daily basis. So it's impossible. You ask around, but this is not a modern society where you can, show a picture or something like that. You're giving a very vague description, and people are very busy and don't have time for this. So they're not trying to sit there and try and figure out who you're trying to describe and kind of brush you off, and they don't know who you're talking about.
I just wanted to heal that kid and be done with it.
Does anybody look
Ah.
sick?
Yeah, are there something similar to that kid?
There,
Anything like that?
there is two older people that look sick that you come across.
Do they look sick similar to the way the boy looks sick, or they just look sick because they're old?
Nope, yep, they look sickly like the boy.
I pointed out to Tristan and Nikolas.
What must he?
I try not to be like overt. Like,
Yeah.
those two people look awful.
Just like that kid. That kid, he was super thick. Yeah, I get it. If I remember, the kid was like cold and clammy, kind of sweating, and he had cold sweats or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, kind of like Einjamin.
yeah.
Yeah. I give a look to Nikolas and like, kind of like him as well, right? Hello.
I can hear you fine.
Nikolas?
Check. Nikolas, you there?
You bear with Scott. He's a single dad.
Ah,
Oh, okay, sure. Well, yeah, he's. You guys. It seems to be spreading around, or it's been here for a while. And Einjamin, you really do not look good. I know we're kind of joking around before, but you actually do not look good. Since his morning, really, it's persisted. I thought you just woke up a bit early.
I did carry the boy last night. If he did have an illness, I suppose that's possible. I've got it too.
I guess I go up to those sick people. You're going to try to talk to them?
No.
Oh, Alia, you're
you're
there now. I hear you now.
Oh, you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I just lost a couple seconds, and then it came back, but then I was hearing you guys say you couldn't hear me, and I'm like, I'm here. I'm stuck in a movie.
But yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that, guys. It was just
no worries.
my audio messed up.
So yeah, we're basically connecting the dots that the kid was sick, Einjamin's sick. These two old people are
Right. I was
similar
gonna try to inspect them a little bit and see if I could.
I would
sense
I would
anything.
inspect Einjamin first.
Yeah, I'll inspect Einjamin. So interesting enough.
I do have a healer's kit. Oh, it doesn't actually help you with that. Never mind.
No, it doesn't. No.
No, not for medicine.
No, and I've got lay on hands, but I cure wounds, but I don't think
Lay on
either of
hands
those
is the
really-
one that can take away disease and sicknesses. I'm not sure about cure wounds.
Yeah. So let me.
yeah.
Let's
Lay on hands
see.
costs 5 points to cure disease.
Yeah, restore hit points equal to paladin level times 5. 5 hit points from pool of healing. Target 1 disease or neutralize 1 poison. Yeah.
So let me just see what I can do. See if I can lay on hands and focus and try to determine kind of. I guess it's like.
If you can hear it and all that.
Yeah, like because I'm not sure what it.
Well, yeah, actually, so I guess
exactly it is.
You would kind of look for some sort of impurity in my bloodstream.
Yeah, I'm kind of like
you
I'm
push
sticking,
your divine. You push your
Yeah.
divine magic in there, and then try to see the.
Yeah,
wrongness.
I'm sniffing around and pulling strings and seeing if anything tugs the wrong way. I'm playing
before you do that-
I'm playing the keys of the piano, and if one of them's out of tune, I might notice.
Before you do
Can you make a? Is it all right, DM, if I ask Nikolas to make a perception check as he's doing this?
Yeah.
Righty.
Disadvantage.
You're submitting yourself, right, Benjamin?
Well, we'll see.
You're assisting me with my diagnosis.
Go ahead and roll that at disadvantage.
Well, it wouldn't matter anyway, so there I am. A 10. I'm not sure how that's gonna help me out.
You don't notice anything untoward, and I submit to the lay of hands.
Alrighty. Doobie. Let me see. Do I have a macro up there for that? I do.
Yeah.
But I can't see my target.
Well, it's me.
No, I literally on the map I can't.
Look behind you. Look behind you.
It's dark.
I mean, it wouldn't do anything to my hit points because I'm at full hit points. So
no, I can point at. I guess where I'm at on the map, I'm still at the mansion, and I guess I don't have dark vision or anything, so I literally can't see anybody else. Okay, there I can see you, barely. Okay, so let me get over here. Where'd you go? I lost you again.
You're on top of them.
Oh, am I? Okay. Okay, there he is. So now let me. Boink. Ooh, flame effect.
And it also removes your exhaustion.
Ooh.
What? Nice.
You say also. Does that mean that whatever else I had has been?
Yes.
Any hints?
Does it leaves?
I just look at him and go.
Body,
I just look at him and ask, "Brother, do you feel better?"
As it leaves my body, I detect a distinct aftertaste of smallpox, and
It's anthrax. Don't be dramatic.
a soupçon of smallpox. Right. I do feel better. Thank you. I didn't know you could do that.
Well,
What are you talking about? He did it to himself last time, remember?
Well, I mean, I always thought that was like just basically like a really good pep talk, but it's incredible.
It's like it's magic.
The blessings of Tom flow through me. It's not magic, it's divinity.
Well, I feel
Perhaps, Benjamin, seeing now the miracles that can be worked by Tom, perhaps you should consider the path of righteousness. A conversation for another time.
I don't think we're going to find anything here right now. At least not today. It's getting late. We should head back to the inn at least.
Yes, let's go get rid of these exhaustion markers completely.
And
Unless
then
we get woke up from sleep again.
Yes.
I feel great, guys. No, we should go to the crypt right now.
Screw you.
In fact, let's go
Screw
back to
you.
the sewer.
So
I can
So
get my
if you guys want to go and take a long rest, you can replenish your spell slots and remove your levels of exhaustion. Nothing in particular happens other than it costs you another silver piece a piece for your rooms. And Tristan, it costs you 1 gold if you want to keep your luxurious room. And
Yeah, I spent the gold.
Yep, and 1 silver piece apiece for a meal each.
Right. Well, I've got nothing. So
I'm not sure where would I find exhaustion on
So
the
that
character
would
sheet to
be
remove it?
I already
It's just
have
markers.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that would be 1 gold and 5 silver pieces, Tristan, if you're paying for everybody.
What? I'm paying
I'll
for
pay
everyone?
for it. I'll pay for it.
With what?
Okay. Oh, right. Oh. As Nikolas goes and reaches for his.
I look pointedly at my brother when I say I can't pay for it.
It's
I'm-
fine. I'll take care of it. I pull out my purse and
Yeah.
pull out my purse and Benjamin, are you playing a joke on me?
I'm not very good at those, brother. You know that.
What? Okay, hold on. In game. Boom, boom. Character sheet. Do. Let me get this thing going. Hold on. Wisdom.
I'm just gonna go and it's fine. I got this, and I can give it to.
Hold on. I'm just trying to use my stats instead of my metagaming.
Yeah.
15. Okay, I suddenly realized, lads, I think those children robbed me.
You mean that's where you found your scroll and where your bag used to be, and you still can? I'm like,
But I had the scroll and my but I
You know what
didn't,
this means.
this place sucks.
Tristan's
Damned
next.
Oliver Twist.
Tristan's next.
I'm hooping that. I am hooping it right up there. No one's gonna take it. And if you didn't know, hooping is up your butt.
Well, I didn't. I am
No.
learning something new.
It is a prison term I learned from YouTube.
Nice.
Gosh, I would have gone for a money belt, but yeah,
From
man,
YouTube.
go. You just put that gold pouch up there.
Yes, I have 5 gold pieces and 4 silver pieces left. It's not a lot, but it will last us at least a few days if we're going to stay.
You know, if you get some lamb skin, you might be able to wrap that right up. I hear it's the safest thing to do.
I'm
With
just
smallpox running around.
Yes, smallpox. God damn it, it's happening. And we wake up, and we should we go in the morning, or go at night, or should we wake up really, really early, like 4 a.m.? I think we went to bed pretty early, actually.
Yeah, we'll get up at the crack of dawn, running around at night with confirmed evil.
Okay,
Not gonna be a good idea.
Okay, so as dawn rises over the town, you guys creep off to the graveyard on the Gerhardt estate.
As we're traveling, I try to let's keep our cloaks up. Our armor is pretty, we stand out a bit, but hopefully
Your cloaks make you stand out too.
I roll around in mud. What? I don't know. Yes, I guess so. We just try to stick to the alleys, I guess. Let's not give more attention than we need to.
Well, I think that we're probably beyond all that now. I mean,
Here we are. Are we are here now? We are at the script.
If you
For
wish to,
cemetery?
if you wish to be, yes.
Yes, we're not gonna even talk to the. We're just trying to leave as silently and stealthily as possible, I guess.
Yeah.
Straight
So-
to the Ecto 1, and we arrive post haste.
Yes.
Yep.
Nicholas, so something. You see the crypt. And here we are.
So DM, I'm expecting
You
that,
guys-
we
you
see a
guys
great big large
enter-
crypt or something.
You guys enter a graveyard with very old, ancient, crumbling tombstones and grave markers all over the place. There are some recent coffins still opened and not moved away from where some of the sites have been dug up and moved and interred in different places. There's a couple of smaller mausoleums, but one large main one draws your attention. As you approach, you can see that it is built like a church or a shrine, a temple, a monument to some great hero. Entering through the main door, you can see a broken and shattered top of what was once an ancient ceremonial display coffin and a large symbol, a statue of a man holding a sword against the far wall.
Does the statue have the same figure of the one in the dining hall?
Hero
This,
Arcadius.
this is a much cruder um, relief of it, but yes.
What is this on the floor?
What are you looking at?
Come in this tomb. This crypt. It's someone has broken it. Remember what that the Lord said about this magical sword? Do you think someone's trying to take it? And is this blood on the ground, or is this like a carpet, or is it like a what? What is this?
It's a old, tattered, moldy carpet.
And this corner by the door, top of the. Is that blood or more carpet?
That is blood.
Like mold. Looks, yeah.
Oh, that's blood.
There's some type of little candles. Yeah, candles.
Is this fresh?
Are the
blood?
candles lit?
The candles are lit.
Oh yeah, they are. Oh, they're actually candle.
Yeah, if you
icons.
zoom way in.
Yeah, I zoomed way in because I was trying to find what this blood was. Can I do investigation of this blood or something I can do, or medicine, to know if it's new or old?
It is old and dried.
Like days or years, or has it just been there so long? I can't even tell.
It's been there for a while. You wouldn't hazard a guess. You're no medical expert.
Understood. Let's have a look at this tomb, ceremonial coffin.
Oh, sorry. I was actually going to change because I got my lay on hands back, and then I had the two. I was actually going to switch out one of my cure wounds
Sure.
for a. I was going to go for protection from, but let me take a quick peek.
That's such a good spell.
I'm looking for all the descriptions. Hold on, spellbook. I'm not familiar with the description for Shield of Faith.
You get a +2. You can give someone +2d for your AC.
Oh yeah, I'll stick with protection.
It's a concentration spell though.
Yeah, I'll stick with protection. So I'm gonna have one cure wounds and one protection from evil
Okay.
and good, apparently.
Yeah, that's good. You just gotta specify when you cast it. That's it.
Yeah. Okay, groovy. Thank you, Jeff.
Wait.
So, as you guys are investigating the area, roll investigation.
Not at disadvantage because we are amazing now.
Hooray.
We are so fresh.
Well, let's not get ahead of
Spicy.
ourselves. Amazing.
No,
might
I'm getting way ahead of myself.
I sort of
Someone just
stand
nat 20'd.
I sit in this center and just sort of look around.
Yeah, so Tristan is kind of lost just looking around, and Einjamin doesn't really do much, but Nikolas uh, walks straight up to the statue and says, "Brother, look here. The Academy taught us to always be aware of traps and secret entrances and to look for designs that show something off place or, not quite the same as the surroundings around it. You can see here that the handle of this sword is more marked and worn than the rest of the relief around it, and it seems
Wait,
to
who says this?
Who
Nicholas.
Nicholas is saying
Uh,
that, but he's
Me, I'm
explaining to
I'm the
Nicholas right
bomb,
now.
yo.
And if you push it in, I bet you any money that this will open up into a secret entrance.
Whoa.
Okay.
I
whole
rolled a
at me.
17. Does it look that way to me?
Yeah,
After I
it
pointed
does.
it out to you, of course it does.
Yeah, no, he's dead on.
Well, I think you're right this time.
Just out of curiosity,
I-
guys, when I'm on the map, I'm trying to draw a little rectangle thing around the statue. Does anybody see that, or is that just like me?
Do you see that? I'm just doing it right now.
I have everybody's ability to draw on the map turned off. Do you
Oh, okay, cool.
do you need
I
to?
No, I was
see
just-
it for
I-
your
I-
briefest second.
Yeah, just for a brief second.
Yeah, that's why it only lasts as long as I'm holding it. So you're getting a little blink, like a
Like, do you see
green
this?
square kind of.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So you can see it if I wanted to. Okay, thanks. Sorry. Learning World 20.
You can always just ping too. And this is a special feature that I have set up to where nobody can draw on the map because I've had issues with players that wouldn't stop drawing on the map.
Okay. How do I ping?
You just hold click down. Left click.
Oh, okay. Got it. Yep. Okay, thank you. Sorry. Thanks for teaching.
Absolutely.
Oh,
All right. So
you guys are crazy. There's nothing there.
No, there really is. He's
Yep.
telling the truth.
I don't. No idea what you guys are talking
so I
about.
reach out and grab the handle of the thing.
You mean push it in?
Yeah, whatever it looks like, I would.
Yeah, okay.
Push it, grab
So
it.
as
twist it,
as you push it in, all of a sudden the door slides down with great force, and there is a sudden screeching and commotion as 3 swarms of bats come flying out of the opening.
Fuck you, Nicholas. Jeez.
You're the doubting Tristan.
The doubting Tristan.
You're doubting. Yes. Okay, let's do this. These swarms are going to be the bane of me, man.
Nikolas once again shows why he was at the top of the class and acts first.
Hey, let's flail hopelessly as I do against swarms. Whack.
Drawing your long sword, you step forward and swing at the swarm of bats before they have a chance to act. You slice into them, but you only manage to clip the wing off of one of the bats.
Swarm. Benjamin.
I rush forward and behind my brother and attack the same swarm of bats with my...
Disadvantage because your brother's in the way as you swing through the narrow opening.
I thought that's the whole point of a pole arm.
I did too, but could I attack one of the other ones without?
No, he's in the doorway basically.
Well, then I will. Is there room to step to the side here so that I can leave?
Yes.
All right. Then I will attack at disadvantage the same one that brother did with my pike.
Swinging at the swarm of bats, you, I think, miss. Let me just make sure. but essentially,
Of course he misses.
essentially they're all just flying around. Yeah, you miss.
All that talking up I was doing to prop you up as a folk hero that saved the rest of us. And there you go.
Pikes really are not the best weapon for fighting swarms of bats.
Maybe you should just like wave your fingers at him or something. Yeah. Brother.
And then is that your turn?
Yes, sorry, I'm done.
The swarm of bats flies into Nikolas's space and attacks him.
I'm gonna die.
And that
That's
is
a
a natural one. So they go to fly into your space and bite you, but as they do so, you brandish your sword, scattering them, and they actually are now two smaller swarms.
So, DM, just because, again, I am trying to learn this, you are saying that attacking through someone into a space like this, it grants disadvantage and not cover?
Oh, is it cover that it grants?
I think so. I think they get
I just
cover.
went with disadvantage because I wasn't sure if it was cover or disadvantage, and just to speed things along, I was just going to.
But I don't know maybe the fact that they're also in a tight space and the fact that
No.
there.
It should have been cover if you look that up. I just went with disadvantage because I wasn't sure, and rather than slow things down by looking it up, I was just gonna go with whatever.
Sure. Well, no, it doesn't actually specifically say that. I was just I think in the past I've seen it. That I've read somewhere that it was.
So it doesn't say whether
It doesn't
it's cover.
specifically say. I mean, it's just.
Yeah, we're combating anecdotes.
Yeah, I could see it going either way, and I wasn't sure, and so I just went with disadvantage.
That works fine.
Well, here's my now one.
So Tristan, you swung at the small swarm that is on the
Just right in front of me. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. You swing, and you actually nick Nikolas. You don't deal the full damage. You only deal 1 point of damage, but you did hit him.
Okay.
Wait, so this is the bats they're actually on him.
No, they're no longer on him, but your swing was real bad.
Good point.
Let me just take a point off.
You're in my way. What are you doing? Get out of the walkway.
I'm a paladin. I'm not a surgeon. Man.
I'm a paladin, not a pincushion.
Damn it, Jim.
And then you would actually have to. Oh no, that's your glaive.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Yes.
you're right.
I think. No, I'm just gonna end it there.
Okay. The
Big
next swarm of bats enters Nikolas's space and tries to bite him.
That one. Come on. 3 in a row. 3 in a row.
So the bats bite you all over in weak spots in your armor and across your face, dealing 6 points of damage.
Are the bats then on his space, physically on his space, or is
Yes.
so like if we were to attack those bats, we'd also be hitting him.
Okay.
Yes.
We have a risk of it.
And again, because I'm new on Roll20, I'm looking at the attack, and I see attack 20, pipe, 8 versus AC. How do I read that?
It's 20 versus armor class because it's not at disadvantage. Anytime that it's not advantage or disadvantage, you just count the first number. If it's advantage or disadvantage, you take the lowest or highest depending on which it was.
Okay, groovy. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So -6.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And then the last swarm of bats just kind of flies around inside there and gets in the entranceway, but doesn't attack Nikolas because the other bats are already swarming him, so they don't have room to swarm him.
All right.
The tiny swarm of bats swarms Tristan.
Just hits.
15, dealing 1 piercing damage. It's just a tiny little bite.
It's just a small bite, but because, well, if I was going to say, if that was Enjamin, congratulations, you're a vampire.
Basically, anything that's gonna happen. It's just
Blood.
the worst possible.
All right, so back to me. I'm going to try to extricate myself here. So I'm going to use a movement just to.
Are you
1,
disengaging?
2. No, just
Okay,
using
then they
half a movement.
bite you as you don't disengage.
Oh, groovy. Maybe I should disengage.
It's up to you unless you like want to take that crit or something, you know. Your choice.
No, I'll disengage. Yeah, I'll disengage. Forgot the opportunity attack.
I mean, we could always go with
And-
you take that crit. Your call.
And also, don't forget you have your reaction to impose disadvantage.
On somebody else.
Yeah, but that would have applied there to Tristan.
Oh, to Tristan, yes.
Yeah.
If he was within 5 feet of Tristan, then yes.
Well, he is now, but
Yeah, now I am. Yeah. So before I was 10 feet or 15. But so I've just disengaged just out of the doorway so that I'm not acting as a human doorway for these things to keep pummeling me. And on a disengage, do I then get any sort of attack or?
you have bonus actions or reactions.
Yeah, so because there's a small swarm right next to me, I'm going to go ahead and try to slice them.
No, you can't.
You don't
do
have
that.
an action anymore.
No.
You use
Okay.
your action to disengage. So
Okay,
you can use
well,
bonus action.
Then I'll do a bonus action just to go into protect on Tristan.
Okay.
That's a reaction.
Oh.
You use
Okay.
on their
Oh.
turn. When it's the bat's
Okay.
turn and it decides to attack me, then you can use your reaction.
Right.
But my character is moving by itself.
I was just moving you back. Disengage, you take a 5-foot step.
Okay, groovy.
You can use your movements after it.
Oh, you can
Okay.
use your movement after? Oh, I
You
didn't.
use your
no.
You're using their action to not get hit, and then you use your movements.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Yes.
So I disengage and just use, again, half a movement just to get out to where
Yep.
I'm not just standing in the doorway.
Perfect.
Okay, and I'm done.
I am. Am I in 5 feet of Nikolas?
No.
No.
Well, then I will disengage. And I will move.
I mean, it's like 3 giant
You
swarms
actually
of
don't
bats.
you actually don't need to disengage because they have a range of a reach of 0. You only need to disengage if they're on top of you, like they are on top of Tristan and like they were
I
on.
see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can use your
Well,
movement and then
and
still
then I
go.
can just attack and then move.
Yeah.
And I will attack the swarm that attacked my brother.
Okay.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Well, he's already done damage.
It's like he cares.
Yeah, as he said, they already did damage. Now he's going to swoop in after they beat me up and look all big and strong. Nice.
Well, that did nothing.
Swinging at the bats, they continue to, fly away and avoid your sword swings. It's like swinging at a whole swarm of flies. It's almost impossible to hit any.
Mm-hmm. Especially with a very precise, pointy stick.
Maybe if you had a javelin, you could throw it through the swarm of things that are like flies and miss them with the javelin too.
And then
Is
you
there
lose out.
is there an open door on the crypt?
Yes.
Is it readily apparent how one would close such a thing?
Yes.
Okay. I am done.
The small swarm of bats flies through your spaces and out the door if you allow it.
I
They
do.
fly away.
All right.
Do it.
They fly away.
I'm gonna take out a torch and light it.
While you're being attacked by bats?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, how about this?
There's
Oh, I'm
bats
gonna
on top of you.
Yeah, I get it. Would it be an attack of opportunity then, or is it just?
Yes, if you're not
If I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna flavor this up. Tristan comes out, takes a torch out of his pack, does a diving roll, even though he's gonna get bitten, goes to the candles and uses that to light him, and swings it around defensively. Basically, he just lights the torch, hoping to scatter them away. And he misses. Yay.
All right.
Yep, now I have a torch on me.
Okay, so if you go under your journal, there's grabbables. You can grab a torch and drag it onto the map.
Will this be in inventory, journal? Okay. Oh, there it
It's
is.
where the character sheet was, yeah.
Is it there?
Yes. So now you have a torch.
Oh, I have it on me. Wow. Okay, cool. I have a torch. I have my glaive on one hand and the torch in the other. And basically just like keeping it in front of me, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Okay. The swarm of bats swarms out and bites you.
Get out. That's it.
So you take 6 piercing damage as dozens of tiny bats bite at you.
Nikolas?
He's too far away. He's too far.
Oh.
And the last swarm flies out and attacks Nikolas. Dealing 3 piercing damage as a couple bites get through your armor.
Alrighty.
And the last swarm of bats swarms Einjamin.
That is a miss.
All right. Well then, that is the bat's turn. Nikolas.
Alright, I'm just going to do a quick step and attack.
You can attack from within the swarm, can't you?
Yes.
So you don't need to take that opportunity attack to attack it.
Swinging at the swarm of bats, you find it very frustrating. The bats continue to dodge your swords and glaives and pikes.
Righto.
Do I have bats on me?
You do.
Well, I'm going to disengage and move into the crypt. Come on, come in here. We'll close the door.
Ooh.
Smart thinking.
Smart enough. It's hard. Benjamin would not think of that. He is an 8 intelligence.
That's a wisdom. That's not
You
an
can do-
intelligence, man.
Yeah,
Oh, all right.
that's wisdom.
Intelligence tells you the door is there. Wisdom says it might be a good idea to go through it.
Yeah.
And 8 intelligence is enough to, know that
You're an
doors
average person.
make blockades,
Okay.
8 is, you think it's bad, but like 10 is the pure average. 8 is like, you get held back a couple times. That's really
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you're not really hitting Forrest
it's
Gump
just-
until you're down into like 6.
Remember, Sean, it's not that you have a 0.
then you are literally dead, brain dead.
That's just the advantage or disadvantage that you have.
You are as smart as a puddle of slightly muddy water.
Is that
No.
Is that your turn then?
Yes, it is. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting to hit done. Damn it.
This swarm of bats continues to fly away.
I'll take Benjamin's advice and move into the crypt.
You're gonna take a attack of
I'm
opportunity.
disengaging.
Okay,
I'm
disengage.
disengaging.
Disengage.
Yep, here I am.
Okay.
Benjamin, have I mentioned that this place sucks?
Come
But
now,
at least
these
there's
bats are better than the people.
You know what they want. Yeah, they're upfront about it, but they still suck. Oh, sorry, I need to end turn.
At least we're not walking around in shitty water.
That's very true. Just dead
Guano.
people and stuff everywhere. There is one. Please.
14 does not hit. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
These things are like every single one of them is max damage, or most of them at least.
It
Jeez.
seems.
And the other bats continue to fly away.
Okay.
Children of the night.
Okay, it's my turn. I'm gonna
Yes,
take
sir.
that grabbable, which is right in front of me.
Yep.
I tried to drop it on me. Didn't seem to do anything.
No, you have to select them both at the same time after you drop it on you, and then you can. So if you grab it and put it on you, and then grab and select both of you at once with the dragon and select, then you can move both of you at once by like pushing the arrow
Okay.
keys.
I so did not. I went to the grabbables menu under the journal, and I dragged it.
It's on your. You have 2 of them now on you, but it's there.
Okay, groovy. Okay, cool. So then I'm just gonna jump on in.
Disengage.
Yeah, well, there's nothing out there to disengage from anymore.
Yes,
I guess
there
there was
is.
one
was-
behind me.
no,
Yes,
there was
there
one
is.
behind me.
There's
Yeah.
there's one right on
So-
top of you. Yep, yep.
Yeah,
And
so I
you took-
disengaged and bolted.
Okay, perfect. So we don't need the initiative anymore, and we will wrap up as soon as we bring you guys to the next area.
We are so brave running away from bats. True heroes of this.
Benjamin,
It's
not
that
so
was
much.
Benjamin.
it's
That
not-
was quick thinking, man.
Well,
You just
Good
saved
job.
us from damage. Good
Yes.
leadership.
Very good. You did a good job, Benjamin. Good thinking.
Well, I was just thinking that the bats probably just were hungry.
The next time a bunch of tiny little flying furballs attack, we'll know. Run away! Run away!
Yes,
run
yes.
away!
Well, I wasn't saying to run away. I was just saying that take cover.
It was good leadership.
Yes.
Good thinking.
Good thinking.
So my pike wasn't doing any work.
Don't know what got into you.
My pike wasn't really helping. I need a one-handed weapon so I can use my shield. Do either of you have a spare?
Just use a torch for now.
Oh wait, no.
I have a
got the
hand
short.
axe.
I've got a short sword. I'll use that.
I've got this stack of javelins. Wait.
I have a torch with me. You have a torch. That's good.
Do I have a torch? I'm not able to really.
You don't need one, but
frame
you have them.
It's
Okay, yeah.
It's
Groovy.
in your token space.
It's on my square. Yeah,
Yep.
cool.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
as you guys descend into the lower depths of the mausoleum, you see a tunnel leading out and a room filled with coffins, and we will pick up here next week, unless you guys are like all really wanting to keep pushing forward for a little bit.
For me on the East Coast, it's a good
Yeah,
stopping point.
yeah, that's what I figured. So.
That was a good session.
Yeah, hey, nice to be done with the map problems.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, well, you know, like I said, it's my obsession with trying to get as much detail crammed in as possible. But
Oh yeah, Scott wasn't on for that. If you're curious, Scott, he figured out what the problem. I'll drop my accent now.
No, I heard that at the very beginning. Yeah, between the size of the map and the characters duplicating 5 times or something. Yeah.
yeah, basically every token that I had set up with the field of vision was interacting with the advanced fog of war, and so there was information for every single token interacting with the entire map dynamic light layer, and it was just overloading my computer.
Not a problem. Groovy.
I'll do it.
So yeah, good session, guys.
I think I'm still good rehearsal-wise for next week. Should be fine for playing Sunday night.
Yeah.
Cool.
What city are you going to be in then, Sean?
I'm in Knoxville.
Right, Knoxville, Tennessee.
The
Groovy.
bustling metropolis of Knoxville, Tennessee.
Hey,
the
they
center
almost
of sophistication, I gotta say.
they almost have their own airport, right?
It's almost an airport. Anyway, I'll talk to you all in a week.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. See you guys next week.
Guys.
Good
Cheers.
gaming.
Session. Oh, that was especially that Sense Evil thing.